Welcome to Typewriter Club Live. I'm starting the show again by myself. I suspect others will join shortly. We can only hope. So, yeah. So we had a couple weeks off, just scheduling. So I do apologize, but we are back, or at least I'm back. Hopefully others will join shortly. I think everybody got used to sleeping in. So yes, so my wife and I stayed down in a couple weeks ago. My wife and I had the opportunity to stay down in San Diego. So that was wonderful. And I was able to deliver a typewriter to Care, from Bob to Care. So I was kind of the middleman there. And it looks like we have someone joining us, so now I can shut up. Yes. Yeah, it was a great visit down there, a nice getaway. And it was, well, I would say it was free, but we did have to board the dogs. So, so not quite free. And hey, Eric, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
The first one?
What's that?
I'm the first one.
Yeah, you're the first one, and I've already gone live. So I got a little impatient. I figured, you know, I'm just gonna take myself live, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
So you're just talking about your vacation?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, just kind of babbling to pass the time.
Yeah. You had a good time though?
Yes, a very good time. Yeah, I got a little bit sunburned.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it was wacky weather down there. It was mostly overcast. Then the sun would come out just long enough to get a sunburn. And then it would rain a little bit, and then it'd be overcast, and then sunny and overcast.
Sounds like a normal day here in New Hampshire.
Oh yeah. Wow. Someone's tired. Is that you, Diane? It sounded like Diane was yawning. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We didn't get to do everything we wanted to do. We wanted to go kayaking. But you know, there's those occasions where Google is just plain wrong.
Sorry.
It's okay. So we got directions to this place that supposedly had kayaks for rent. And so, you know, we're following the directions, and it said, "You have arrived at your destination." We were like, we're in elementary school there. And we're like, what in the world? So we drove around a little bit, and we couldn't find anything. But we did end up at, I think it's called either Sunrise Cliffs or Sunset Cliffs. One of those. But that was pretty amazing though. That was very nice. Just these steep cliffs right there by the ocean, and you can see the waves crashing on the boulders, and it was clear that there was a section that had clearly collapsed, because they had it with a chain link fence, and you could see like parts of the concrete down there. And it was pretty like, wow, I wonder when that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anything new in your world, Eric?
Not really.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I honestly,
a few things, but like I was gonna let my pen pals see it when they get it, but I've been looking on Etsy for just kind of little things that I can add to my letters to make them more interesting. And I found a seller that sells a bunch of vintage unused stamps, so I've been using those on my letters. And I found these ones from New Hampshire, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
So I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah. What's the denomination on that one?
It's just 3 cents.
Okay. Yeah, some of my pen
Extra
pals,
postage.
they put like 5 or 6 stamps on the envelope.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though, because you get a variety, you know?
Yeah, and I guess it's my understanding that as long as they equal up to the right postage, you can use just those. But I mean, I've just been using them alongside modern stamps, just to
Okay.
as decoration, but to also support the post office, because
Yeah.
they could use all the help that they can get.
I know, right? Yeah. Plus you're giving those stamps a chance to finally fulfill their purpose.
Yes.
That's always fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool designs, a lot of interesting. The place that I got the stamps from is called Little Postage House on Etsy, and
Okay.
she has them all organized by theme and color. And you can buy them like curated sets, based on theme or color, or you can buy just like individual stamps, like the New Hampshire ones that I found. You can buy sets of like 10, I think she sells them by. So
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, we'll have to check that out. And Brandy, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's good.
Still waiting on my on my Adler J2. So
Oh, okay.
hopefully,
You're still waiting on it. Let's see. How long has it been?
it's been a while because Unplugged Typewriter Company has been moving. They were renovating their house and moving. So that for them that means moving house and business.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's a big deal. So I'm being patient.
I know it can be hard. I know. Yeah.
But in the meantime, to to console myself, I got a new
Let's zoom in.
Conklin pen. I think
Ooh,
it's got a medium nib on it. Kind of
nice.
cool. This actually came as my last True Fabe subscription box.
Oh, interesting.
So it was something that I don't think I would have ever picked out for myself, but I like it a lot. So
I
there you go.
assume that didn't come in the Inkmeister level, the $25 level.
No, I think the next level, I think.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I would.
So,
I was just gonna say I don't have any Conklin pens. But I've seen a bunch that look really interesting that I thought about trying. And that was
Yeah.
one of them. Is that the All American one, or which what version is it?
I'm so bad at remembering what they're called. Actually, I think it actually says on the side of it in text that's like way younger than I am. Yes, it does say All American on it.
Ah, okay, excellent. Very cool.
And then I got this one I just bought straight out, and it is a the name just flew out of my head. Darn.
What?
You may recognize it.
Is it a narwhal?
Yes, thank you.
Wow, you're good, Eric.
I'm a pen nerd.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it's I don't know if you can see it with the
Can't see it at all.
I'm not even in camera.
there you
Okay,
go.
there we go.
Oh, wow.
I like the little ink window.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You can kind of see it
Very nice.
going back and forth.
Yeah.
The ink I'm using, you can probably tell in that shot, matches the outside perfectly.
Cool. That's very
But
nice.
it's a really nice pen. It's a fine pen. I bought it for editing documents at work because you know, when you try to edit really text heavy documents like that, if your pen has to be very fine.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that's why I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I usually go for a medium, but lately I have been way into bold. Oh, what you got there, Diane?
This is the Lamy Safari
Ah.
Black Forest, or not
Oh,
Safari, Studio. Sorry.
okay.
I
Nice.
don't actually own any Safaris. I don't own the plastic pens. I have some of the All Stars, but it's an EF. Yeah, I'm kind of like you. I started out at the O3B end of things, and now I'm flipped to the EF end of things.
Interesting.
I like fines and EFs.
Ah,
I feel like
But
they're,
anyway,
they're practical.
yeah.
I have this is one I've had a little longer. It's kind of like the stealthy one.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah.
It's got the black nib, and
Yeah. I'm way into stealth pens.
oh yeah, I have quite a few stealth pens, but actually on this one, the new one, I actually had a problem getting it to unscrew, because whenever it arrived, it was so slick I couldn't get it on. I couldn't get it on. And so I resorted to putting a rubber band around this part of the pen so I could get some grip. I
Yeah.
couldn't get a grip on the pen. I'm like, this is stupid.
Does it have a metal section?
I'm sorry.
Does it have a metal section?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like it does.
This
Yeah.
this is metal. I mean, they're both metal, but I couldn't get a grip on this part in order to turn it and to get it off. It was
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. And
Okay.
so I put a rubber band on here so I could get some grip.
Yeah, thank goodness for rubber bands.
Yeah, because it was on there pretty tight. So I put some Lamy ink in there. Lamy Peridot, I think it's a green. Figured, well, since it's supposed to be green, even though it looks more gray than green to me, but that's not the point. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And Brian, where'd you get that shirt?
I got this cool shirt in the mail. It just came with my name on it. It's very nice.
Excellent. Yes, obviously Brian and I met up and had breakfast. It was quite nice. I was wearing my version of that shirt, which was a gray one, and he commented that he would like.
I said, that's a really cool shirt.
Yeah. And I said, I'll send it to you. And so it's kind of funny because I asked him what color he wanted, and he said, surprise me. And I'm like, okay, well, there's surprises, and then there's like educated guesses. So I went, it's kind of stalkerish, but I went through his profile photos and looked at the shirts that he was wearing. And I saw in a couple of shots, he was wearing a red shirt. I was like, okay, that would be surprising.
And yeah, I was surprised.
Okay, good.
I like it. It's good.
Good.
And Koa is not feeling well, but he's okay. He's
poor pup. Yeah.
Gotta keep him from jumping up and re-injuring himself. So he's on goofy pills.
Yeah.
But he's doing better. He's doing better.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. So your drive home was okay?
Oh yeah. It was great. Yeah. Trying to think of what else it is. I can't really talk about what happened on the way out of California, but it was crazy.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Well, we were escaping a brush fire on the way out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, but we were fine. We were safe and everything. So
Yeah.
key. And Greg and I swapped. I got his blue streamline. I mean, you've already seen this, but everybody else can see it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it, especially because it looks like too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the Starfire.
It was really meant to be. They're like cousins, so.
That's a nice looking typewriter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. There is something else new, but I'll wait for
Okay.
trying to finish it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could race them. I could dress them up.
I know, huh?
Downtown.
Yeah, in that picture you posted where they're next to each other, it was truly meant to be.
Yep.
I'm so glad you chose
Thank
that
you so
one.
much for that. I've been enjoying it a lot.
Very good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And thank you for the EP7. My goodness. I'll be talking a little more about it later, but yeah, very, very pleased.
Cool. But
Yeah.
like I said, I've still got the top of that thing, and I will send it to you. And I've got a ribbon that still has a lot of stuff. Cassette that still has a lot of ribbon left on it. I'll send you that too.
Oh,
It's sitting around here. It doesn't fit anything else.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Well, I hope Koa feels better.
Yeah, he will. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's just slow, so he won't be in the pictures as much as he usually is.
Yeah. Okay. Marvin, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Very good. I'm glad to be back.
Well, yesterday I've tried something with my typewriter. As you've seen, my room is back to my usual place.
Okay.
It's just been renovated. I've tried yesterday using dip pen ink to resupply typewriter ribbons, and it works.
Oh, interesting.
Works quite beautifully, albeit the results look like something you would expect from a dot matrix printer.
Oh, wow.
It's so black. And
Oh, okay. Wow. No, I wonder long term, like how wet that is going to stay. Or do you think you'll just keep reapplying the ink?
no, I think as dip pen ink is rather different from fountain pen ink.
That's true.
So when stroked, even when it's dry, it will still. Yes.
Okay. Very good. That's good to know. Yeah. Very good. And Kelsey, how are you?
I'm good. I chopped
Excellent.
off my hair.
I was just gonna say you look a little bit different. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm gonna send it to Locks of Love.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you should send it to me because I could use some.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my brother had hair down to his waist, and he cut his about to here. So we're both gonna send them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's a good cause.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
For people who don't know what Locks of Love is.
Well, my understanding is it's mostly children that are having cancer treatments and they lose their hair and they're making wigs out of your hair. So it has to be, I think, over 10 inches long and in a ponytail and not off the floor. And all that kind of stuff. And it can't be dyed or bleached. Actually, it can be dyed, but it can't be bleached. Yeah, so which mine wasn't either. So yeah.
Yeah, it's really important because high quality wigs are very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said even if it's too short, they will sell that to other companies and then use the money to help with the wigs for the children. So yeah.
Very cool.
Wow. Well,
Nice
thank
job.
you for doing that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And it looks like Indra is out there camping.
Yep, you're right.
I saw some tents earlier.
Yep,
There we
I
go.
am in the south of France.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the big question is, do you bring a typewriter?
Of course I did.
What
Show
was
you.
your... Oh, okay. Excellent.
Hold on one sec. I have to get out of my hammock.
Oh.
I have written, well, quite a few postcards.
Oh, nice.
These
Oh,
are
yeah.
all original French ones.
Ah, I like those
Bought in the
cards.
market. It's all Paris. It's all Paris. Oh, I have to go the other way. There you go. So yeah, Moulin Rouge.
Ah.
So I have to send these tomorrow. I've written a couple of letters, and I brought there's my dog. It's very hot here. It's like 30 degrees Celsius. And I brought this little typer. Well, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby or rocket.
Yep. I can't get it open with one hand. Hold on. There you go.
Ah, yes, yes.
Baby.
Oh yeah.
Nice choice.
Yeah, so that's really small to take, and
Yeah.
I put a purple ink in it, so
Oh, nice.
so it's in purple.
Nice.
Cool.
This one is to my sister.
Oh.
Stamp on it. Oh, it's the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'll be here just shortly because I have to pick up my daughters. They are canoeing in the river close by. So
Nice.
I'll be here for a short while.
Okay.
All right. Here I am.
Yeah. I'm so glad you could join us.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm coming here for the last 16 years. I'm visiting this place, and this is the first year we have cellular internet.
Oh, wow. It seems
Pretty remote.
Yeah, it seems to work pretty well for where you are.
Yeah, I got 4G
Okay.
permanent, so it's all right.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, it's a little paradise here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. I show you just a little bit, and there's a little cabin there. You see that one?
Let's make you big. Oh, yeah, there we go. Off in the distance.
And yeah, it's just right over there. It's just very tiny, small cabin, and there's some other cabins, and I'm here in the forest. There's my neighbors. Those are Dutch. This is my kitchen. I'm here for 4 weeks, so.
Oh, wow.
Right in the forest, so I'm a bit in the shade. There's some people over there and some people close by, but it's all right. So yeah, my car is over there, and my little car that I use to bring everything. My bike, I just washed my bike because the highest mountain is about 2,000 meters high, and the Tour de France came by last year. So yeah, it's my shoes. It's good cycling here, so it's really, really nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
And a lot of friends of mine are here, so we meet up every year here.
Oh,
So it's nice. And the good thing is that during the day it's really, really hot, but you can swim in the river over there. And in the night, because we are high, it cools down.
okay.
So you sleep. Oh, yeah. So I've been writing some letters. I've sent them a few days ago. I've sent one to Bill, and I have a few others that I still have to write. And I thought, like, oh, that's nice. And they receive a letter from France with a
I know,
French
huh?
stamp. So, all right. So that's it for me.
Very good. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, I will. I have 2 weeks to go. So, yeah,
Nice.
another 2
I'm a little bit jealous. we
Well, it's the only holiday I have. Normally, I keep working all year and I save my days for the summer. And this is the first year my wife couldn't join us because she has to work. She started rehearsing a new show, and unfortunate she wasn't able to join us. But which is a bit weird. It's the first time in what is it, 16 years that I am here alone with my 2 daughters. But
oh,
it's all right. One friend flew in from a friend of my daughter, and she will leave Thursday. But so I'm still with 4, but it's different.
yeah, yeah.
And this is a typical Dutch tent. It's really it's well known, but it's nice. I like it.
Looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, and I was busy lately on Sundays because of the difference in time now. It's only 1 hour, but usually that messes up my my evening schedule. So I wasn't able to join that much as I'd like to do, but I tried to join in as much as I could. So it's been a bit quiet from my side, but that's the reason why.
Okay. Well, we did have the last 2 weeks off, so you didn't miss too much.
No, I know, but just in the weeks
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I'll change this back to me. So
Yep. There you are.
yeah.
Very good. So good to see you, Indra.
Yeah, it's good. Thanks.
Now we were talking about donating hair. Ted, did you donate your hair?
Nobody wants my hair. It's a little.
Oh,
It was not quite long enough.
yeah,
and
yeah,
It's very, very gray.
yeah. Oh, how are you, sir?
I am. Well, I'm okay now. I'm awake.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get this. I got this. I've changed the cable on this camera so that and apparently it doesn't provide power to the phone. So my phone died, and so
Ooh.
this little. Oh wait, I have to point in the right direction. This little view is gone now, so I'm afraid you can't see the typewriter I'm typing on.
Oh darn!
So you're all missing out.
I know. We just have to look at you now.
Yeah, you poor sad sacks. Oh, I did want to mention that I got a postcard from the postcard exchange.
Oh, nice.
And my correspondent wrote to me.
Very good.
Did the whole Joe Van Cleve thing, cutting out a beer postcard from a box. So, and then I sent mine off.
Nice.
So we are good.
Yeah. I sent mine off. It went off kind of late, but I did get it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, any projects you're working on since we haven't seen you in a while?
Oh,
I haven't seen anyone in a while.
Nothing super exciting.
Okay.
I hear something.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, nothing super exciting, just living life.
Yeah,
living large.
Nice.
How about you? What have you been doing?
Well, I did have the last 2 weeks off. So
what'd you do with that time?
So 2 weeks ago, first I met up with Bob Marshall of Typewriter Muse. Mm-hmm. I dropped off my Skywriter with him for some repair, and I picked up a typewriter that was going into care, down in San Diego.
Okay.
So we went down to San Diego. It was wonderful. It would have been free, but we had to board, we had to board the dogs. So and that was over $300. So it's
wow.
Kind of stayed in a hotel. It was a dog hotel though. So, and one of our dogs requires special care. So she was a little extra. Yeah. But it was a wonderful getaway. Went by too quickly. I was telling Eric at the very beginning that we wanted to go kayaking or rowboating or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we were following the directions of Google Maps, and
always a mistake.
I know, huh? And so we're driving, and all of a sudden it says you have arrived at your destination. And the only thing we could see that might be a destination was an elementary school. So
don't let the robots tell you what to do.
I know. That was my first mistake.
And I saw that you met up with our friend Brian.
Yes. So that was last week, and that was a lot of fun. It went by so fast though, so I was kind of sad about that. But we had a very nice breakfast. It was actually a nice leisurely breakfast, so I enjoyed that.
Swap some typewriters.
Yes, we swapped typewriters, and after I met up with Brian, I was feeling the good mojo because he always has great luck finding, these pretty nice machines at his thrift stores.
Mm-hmm.
So I popped into Savers, which was actually across the street from where we were meeting up, and there it was on the shelf. I saw a typewriter case. I opened it up, and it was some 70s era Smith Corona electric with the ribbon cover missing, and it was just one of those ugly brown ones, and I was like, So I had his mojo there for the briefest moment.
Well, you had the mojo, you just didn't like what you got.
Yeah, well, I didn't get it. I ran.
See, I don't post on Facebook every time I don't find something I like.
I know, huh?
I go to a lot of thrift stores. I go to like
Okay.
everyone I see. Sometimes 3 or 4 in a day. So then I'm like, oh, look what I found in the thrift store. Just wandering by. Like the 10th time I've been in there looking for something.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true.
That's my secret.
Okay.
There was a time when I used to do that too, and so I'd have a new typewriter up on my blog every week, and people would be going, "Oh man, you're so lucky!" But no, it was just frequency.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
pure
true.
determination.
And also, I've got a theory that Mondays around like 10:30, 11 o'clock are good because stuff is coming over the weekend, and they're putting stuff out on the shelf for the first time in a couple of days. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and at Deseret it's Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Is their day for putting stuff out. So
If you're in the Phoenix metro area.
yeah. So
Yeah. Very cool. And then we took the typewriter to deliver to care. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay and chat with her too long, but we chatted for a little bit, a few minutes. It was a nice short visit, and they're in the process of moving, and so I was able to spot their house because they had one of those U-Haul pods in their front yard. So it's kind of easy to spot. So that was nice.
that sounds like an adventure.
Yeah. It was very productive.
Well spent.
Yes. But I was not camping in France. So
No, the south of France. I keep hearing the south of France is always the vacation destination for Europeans. And
yeah.
like, oh, what is that like? I always picture like a river with like lots of bistros.
It's where the beaches are, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
It's a nice country. Some parts and some people in France are bastards, but
especially at the bistros, huh?
yeah. Well, a good entrecôte is nothing wrong with.
Mhm.
So it's too bad, by the way, that Joe is not here, because I know he likes coffee.
Yeah.
And I'll try to show you what I have for a coffee maker when I'm on
Yes.
vacation. This. Does anybody know what this is?
I
Sorry,
can't see
I-
it.
Great to see it.
Hold on. I spotlighted the wrong person.
It is not a percolator. It looks like a bicycle pump.
Yeah, that's true, because it has
There we
you
go.
pump it up. You have to it's difficult to
Oh,
do, but
Ah,
What the?
it's a
this.
soda stream.
So what you do is you pump it up till, well, the green 7-8
Mhm.
bars, and then on the other side you open it, and then you can put. I have these coffee pads, but you
Mhm.
can change this into a. You put in fresh coffee, and then you
Huh.
pour in some hot water in here. Put this one on, and then close it, and then you press this button, and it will run empty. And you
wow.
have
Blow all the
you
air
have an
out.
espresso. But that's cool. That's good coffee
Yeah.
on camping.
Yeah.
Very
I love
handy.
I love coffee gadgets, so I have a bunch in my kitchen. Oh my goodness.
That one makes really, really good espressos. So it's good in the morning.
Ah, nice. Very nice.
And you
Excellent.
can use it to shoot coffee at your friends.
It does.
Very good. Yeah, so we had a great time, and yeah. Um, Curry, how are you?
Once I get unmuted, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. I'm
I
good.
seem to have a slow connection on my end today, so everybody's like,
Oh no.
hopefully you can see me okay.
Yeah,
But,
you're fine.
yeah. It's been a busy last couple of weeks here. We also took some time off and went to a family cottage the weekend before last. And we're up at the cottage, and I keep getting these phone calls on my cell phone. I'm like, who is this? I don't even know who this is. And I'm picking it up, and there's somebody on the other end going, hi, I've got this typewriter. Can you fix my typewriter? And hi, I've got an Underwood 5. Can I bring it to you? Can you fix it? And I'm like, why? Because I'm at the cottage is everybody calling me now? So where are all these people coming from? So yeah, that week after we got back from the cottage, four people dropped typewriters off, new clients, for getting them fixed and stuff. I mean, this is nuts. What is going on all of a sudden? And then another one just this past week. So
Hi.
yeah, it's yeah. Who knows? I guess it just kind of goes in fits and starts. But yeah, so I've got a Smith Corona as a Secretarial 76 on my bench that I got to put back together. So the fellow wanted it to get back into working order, but after he had taken WD-40 to it several times, so it's got this like coating of crud all over it. So I'm like, okay, like, well, I can get the type bars cleaned up, like do the bare minimum kind of for it to get working. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, just do that. And got that part done. But then, just, went to kind of test it, and I'm like, nothing is hitting the platen. Like, nothing is imprinting at all. And because the type basket is askew like this.
Oh.
And so I start trying to make a few adjustments, and bearings are falling out, and the screws are just coming apart like they're plastic because they just coated the thing. So I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm at my limit with this thing. It's just it's not recoverable. And I think that's probably part of being in this hobby, or something. If you've parlayed it into a business or whatever, I think is probably knowing when to quit as well. It's not worth it for this guy, this great big beast of a Smith Corona that's you know, it doesn't really have too much historical value. Some people might argue, I guess, but after it comes in that condition, full of oil, I mean, he can't pay me enough to get all that cleaned out. So anyways, I'm going to put it back together, and he's going to come pick it up tomorrow. And that was a little disheartening, a little bit sad that you know, there's one that I just like have to tell the guy, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But the next one that's going to go on the bench is a Royal KMM, so that'll be fun. I know it's a favorite of Joe Van Cleve, and so that one shouldn't be as bad as the Smith Corona was. And then I've got an Underwood 5. This young lady wanted me to get working again and start poking around on it, and realize that the carriage frame is cracked. So it's like, well, if you want me to find a new carriage for it, it might take me a little bit, but otherwise you can have it back. And she said, no, I'll keep it and see if you can find one. So there seems to be quite a few Underwood 5s around here, so I'm sure one will turn up that I can steal a carriage from eventually.
Yeah.
And then I had another lady that brought a Underwood Studio 40. Oh no, it wasn't a Studio. It was an Underwood 25, but basically the equivalent of an Olivetti Studio 44. So got that one fixed up and out the door. And then just this past week, another young lady brings another Olivetti Underwood Studio 44. And I'm like, what? Why all these are coming out of the woodworks too? It's like the same thing. And just after I had found my own Olivetti Underwood Studio 44, so I'm quite familiar with them now. So, but anyways, that's fun. It keeps me busy. Oh yes, I guess you saw it first, dear. Yes.
Oh, Curry.
Yes.
I just wanted to let you know that I brought your letter with me.
Oh, very nice.
I will answer it from France.
Ah,
Just
excellent.
so you know. I got a whole bunch of letters that I have to answer, but hey, you know.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I also got some snail mail this week from Steve Ivan. So another Riversidian.
Yes.
So lots of Riverside people. But so that was nice to get that from him. And then I've also got business cards for the business now too. So
Ooh, nice.
those sent out, and lots of things on the go on my end between the typewriter business and then my my other sort of aviation related stuff is starting to, I would say, take off, but I've used that pun enough now. So it's gaining traction. So yeah, it's been a crazy busy week. And I know, Gregory, you were talking about, putting your dogs in a doggy hotel there. And my wife is a dog groomer, and we also, dog sit for usually clients that she has. And so August is a busy time for people with families going away for the week or whatever. So we had dog sitting and then rabbit sitting at their home this past week. And then I think we've got 2 more coming this coming week. So
nice.
Yeah, a mother and its puppy. So that's keeping us busy around here. So gotta get these typewriters out of here, and then I've also been adding some to my shop. So I think I've got like 7 now, and just picked up a little shelf unit to have the ones that are for sale close to the front door. And so lots of things.
Yeah. That's exciting. It's exciting because we're getting to see this from the ground up and seeing your business grow and hopefully it starts to really prosper for you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
I just have to sign off. I have to go and pick up my daughter. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Indra, and thank you for showing us your nice little campgrounds there. That's wonderful.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye, Andrew. Bye, Andrew.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Cheers.
And Patty, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Not much going on at my house except cleaning up my workspace, which I think a few people saw. It was horrible. So I've got it cleaned back up, as you can see behind me.
Looks very nice.
So now I need to find some typewriters so I can make a mess again. So I've got an Olympia. I hate to say it, but Olympias are not my favorite. Those SM3s, I've got a few of them, but they're just not my favorite. I don't know why. But I have an italic one that needs to be cleaned up, and I really should get it up and get it sold. Marvin said he had a lot of interest in his when he had it for sale. So maybe now is the time to get it out and get it cleaned up and get it offered up, because I need to clean house. I cannot have 85 typewriters in here anymore. So I've got to start getting some of these out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on getting rid of the SM3s. I've got a nice chocolate brown one. I've got a green one, and I've got a gray one. The gray one is the italic, I think. So I'm going to get them up and get them moving here pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I'm typing my grocery list on my SG1 as we're sitting here this morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is by far my favorite machine. It's a beast. It takes up so much room, and it's hard to move around on carpet. But I love it. It's a great machine. Best $25 I've ever spent.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. What machine did you say that was?
The SG1.
SG1. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It. Yeah. You put it on this typewriter cart. It's really hard to move around on the carpet. I need some of those little floor glide things, those little glider discs underneath or something, because it's really hard to move around when you need it to move. Get it in position so you can type and watch TV at the same time or whatever. But I love it. It's a great machine. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not so intimidated. I was really intimidated by that machine in the beginning, but once I got the cover off and found out how easy it was to work on, I wasn't quite so scared of it anymore. It's just a lot of pieces and a lot of stuff to clean, and it was really bad. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one that had the spider's webs in it, the nests and stuff inside the carriage, and dead spiders and barn bugs and hay and feathers and all kinds of stuff in it. I almost left it there when I went to pick it up. I think I mentioned that before.
Yeah.
And the first letter I told you guys about, the first letter I typed on it was to the guy I got it from, and I told him that I almost left it on your doorstep and just left the money and left it there. But I got a message back from him, and he said, I am so thrilled. This is such a nice note. It's up on our fridge in the kitchen so everybody can see it. I'm really glad you got it working, and he was thrilled to get a response that was typed. So from now on, from now on, my goal is if I get it from Facebook Marketplace or somewhere where I have contact with a person, I'm going to start sending thank you notes out when I get them going so that they can see I'm working on them.
Nice.
I always have done.
Pardon?
I always have done. I don't always get a response, but I always do.
Okay.
Type a letter to the person to say this is how it turned out. It's a great machine. Sometimes I get a response, sometimes I don't.
Yeah. My response was through Facebook, but that's okay. I don't care. At least he acknowledged it. That was the important part, that he did get my note and was thrilled to get it. So I'm really going to try hard to do that from now on.
I think that's a good practice.
And the broken Hermes, that's the end of my news for this week, or for the last couple of weeks, was my Hermes I got that was so damaged that it has to go back. So, that's something that I think people need to realize and talk about, is how hard it is to return something that's damaged in shipping. I mean, people don't realize the work you have to go through. This guy is fighting me tooth and nail, but eBay's on my side, so I'm not concerned about it. But, he's trying to file a claim with FedEx, but there was barely any packaging in the machine, in the box. He has not a leg to stand on. He's never going to get his money back. And it may have been that this was damaged when he put it up and didn't show pictures of it, because I went back to the pictures and could not see them. So it's kind of my own fault, because I didn't ask for more, but it was a buy it now, and I was scared it was going to be gone before I could get an answer from him. So it's kind of my own fault too. But I took the chance and I lost. But So now no more Kirby Hermes at my house. So I keep waiting. Eventually one's going to show up. There isn't any in South Dakota, that's for sure, but maybe somewhere else where I can pick it up, Omaha or Minneapolis or something. So anyway, so if anybody hears one, I'm looking for one with just standard pica on it. I don't want anything fancy. I've got script in a Hermes. I've got techno in a Hermes, but I need that Kirby pica one to use all the time. So if anybody knows one, just let me know.
Doesn't Typewriter Muse, Bob, have a Hermes for sale?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did anyway.
Are you looking specifically for a first generation, second generation Hermes 3?
I just want the Kirby one. I've got one of the boxy
First generation,
70s, but I really would love to have a Kirby one.
He's got a Kirby one, if it's still there, up on eBay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'll do that. Thanks for the heads up. I'll take a look.
And if it's Bob, you know he'll pack him right.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you about his packing. Okay, so this, I was transporting the typewriter for him down to care. And, so I was expecting he was going to hand me the typewriter. But he hands me this huge box that was clearly very well packed inside. It was pretty intense. And at first we had some concerns that we wouldn't have room for our luggage, but but it all worked out. So oh my goodness. So yeah, he packs things well, definitely. Yeah. So obviously I highly recommend Typewriter Muse. So yeah.
Yeah, he is very generous. I ordered some of his little typewriter covers off of eBay.
I see one.
Me too. Yeah.
And see the orange one back there? Well, I ordered orange to begin with. And I got my package and they were black. So I messaged him and thanked him for sending me 3, not 2, and for the nice little sticker and button he included with the purchase. And I said, but I really wanted orange. It's my favorite color. He says, can you go buy again? So I went in and I bought again. And I got 4 orange ones and more buttons and more stickers. So now I have a total of 7 of these little typewriter covers to cover all my caseless machines with that are on shelves. So they are really nice. I got my package and they were fun. So I messaged him and thank you.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Patty.
Yeah, no, just so he did a really good job. So definitely buy them if you get a chance to, because they really are nice.
They are.
Yeah, they really are. They're not good for my SG1, little small. Somebody commented that it's a bikini for the full size machines, but they work great on
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
That was my friend that I sent one to. He said,
"Oh, was that you? Okay, yeah."
Yeah, thanks for sending me a bikini for my Empress.
That's right. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all that's going on in my world today.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. And Natasha, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys, everybody?
Very good. Very good.
Well, first I want to address Miss Kelsey. You look amazing. Girl, I had to put my glasses on. I said, "This because yeah, you look great. I love your haircut."
Thank you. That's very nice.
And I want to address a couple of people who wrote me. Miss Angela, I don't know if she's in there.
No.
And then Mr. Eric Mondor. I'm sorry, Eric. I got your letter, and I responded to you guys already, I think. Oh, no, I didn't. I just got these yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm so confused. People are... So, yeah. And then I love these from a lady named Clarissa that I've been talking to on Instagram. As you can see, she puts these stamps all over.
Oh, wow.
And I love that so much that I went and bought a collection of rubber stamps. Like I've got 2 boxes of these things now. So 2 boxes. I'm a serial collector. I mean, when I see something, I'm like, I want that. So, and then Mr. William, did you ever receive my letter? Yes, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so happy you got that. I was worried.
Yep.
So worried.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
A very interesting read too. And
Yeah.
I did message you over the TypePal chat line.
Did
I
you?
don't know
Okay,
if
I
you
need
got
to
it.
go look at that. I haven't been there.
Okay. Yes, it's a 1920 Royal 10 rigged to work with a piece of elastic band.
Y'all want to see that? Y'all want to see that? Look at this. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Let me see how I can flip this around. I'll just flip it around. Okay. So, can you see it?
Oh yeah.
You see that rubber band going across?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold the Vicrom lever in place.
Yeah. Until I can fix it myself. I don't, I've got so many other typewriters going like over the past couple of weeks, guys. Okay, now this one here, which I wish I could flip this thing over, which I'm sure I can, but it doesn't give me an option. Oh, yes, it does right here. That's a lie. Okay, so now you see that, right?
Yeah.
And you see his typewriter covers from Bob. Get those, guys. I got 2 myself. And I got 2 more on order.
Okay.
So
I need to
now,
order me some of those.
Curry, I got this right here that you mentioned. You ready? I think this is like what you were talking about.
Secretarial 88.
Olympia.
See, mine is well, it says Series 6. Y'all can barely see it. And then I bagged and tagged it. So LC Smith Corona, Series 6, 1951, 13-inch with the serial number. And so I use it as a sticker machine because the paint job was so hard to scrub up and clean. I mean, I got the original picture of it on Instagram. And what I'm gonna do, hold on guys, this room is so junky. It's the only place I have for my little typewriters. Okay, so better look at it. Here you go.
There we go. Yeah, that's much better.
And that's my little work corner over here. It's so embarrassing, but that's all I got. And so yes, that's one typewriter I got this week. And let me go to the next one here. The next one here is a Brother Wizard True Type, 1965. And I put that on Insta. It was pretty dusty. And then just yesterday, I got a Tower Quiet Tabulator, 1956-58. And it's really interesting to see the price fluctuation of that one. I got it for, of course, like $50, but back in the day when it first came out, it was $98.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, I like reading about that. And I also got Leo's Typewriters Collector's Handbook, which has really come in handy for me because now I realize I have 26 working typewriters.
Okay.
You know what? So yeah, but the rest, I have like over 30, but I got 2 of them are electrics that I don't like and the rest are just whatever, and I put the price I paid for them and all that stuff.
Interesting.
Where'd you find that, Natasha?
Well, actually, his name is simple_man45 on Instagram. And it's on, Amazon. The guy who wrote it is on Insta. That's his Insta name. And Amazon is where I bought it from.
Okay.
Yeah, I've tried to get him over here. I'll have to push on him some more. We talk all the time.
Yeah. And one more thing.
He doesn't feel like he has enough typewriters.
Yeah. And I got one more that I got. Hold on.
Very
1 second.
mysterious.
We're in the dark.
Here we go. Because I don't want y'all to see my Okay. So here we go. A 29 12-inch Underwood. And these are all from Facebook Marketplace because I don't deal with eBay anymore at this point. In Underwood 3, 1929, 12-inch, yeah. So, and it was so destroyed when I got it, you couldn't even see the keys, but that's as far as I could get with the keys. But you couldn't see them before.
Wow.
At all.
So
I cover it with this until I get my typewriter covers in.
Yeah.
So that's everything so far. Let me think of anything else I can think of here. Let me flip my camera back around. Okay, so yeah. So I've been giving my typewriters that look kind of bulky a personality here.
Oh yeah, the mustache. I saw that earlier.
The mustache you saw, yeah. So if you already saw it, you know what I mean. But that's all I can think of at the moment. Besides my letters, I'm sending off letters. Oh, I'm making stationery, which is on my Instagram as well, for my wide platen typewriters, so that you can type on both sides. I draw like this line in the middle, to, from, and I put designs on them and all that, just so I can utilize my wide platens more often. So you guys may be receiving letters that have that split down the middle like that.
Natasha?
So, I think that's Bill Guthrie. He should be getting that pretty soon, because I responded to him recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Natasha?
So, yes, ma'am.
Did you receive my letter?
Not yet. No.
Oh,
Thank you
okay.
for writing me one, but I haven't received it yet. And I got something for you. I got a because I love cats. Every time I look forward to you. I just can't have a cat because my stepson is allergic to them. But when you do get it, you see this? You'll be getting this stamp right.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, I got like this box full of stamps here. Let me see. I don't know if I can flip myself over. There I go. Okay, so that's the stamps here. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah.
So, they're so junk.
You like your bicycles, don't you, Natasha?
I love bikes. I'm obsessed. I got a big old tricycle outside that I ride.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's on your avatar.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love that picture.
Thank you. I said I'm going about life backwards at this point. Because it is backwards. But yeah. So basically that's it, guys, for now. And I'm just so happy Mr. William got his letter, and I've got to go check that message, Mr. William.
Okay. And I say I will respond. Just a whole whack of stuff on my plate at the moment.
Oh, I understand. Thoroughly.
Okay. Brian just looked at us with his typewriter.
Wait. Oh, there we go. Oh,
nice. Oh, look at his little eyeballs. Oh my goodness.
That is funny.
Dude, cute. Oh my goodness.
You took away some character.
Yeah.
Oh my. We're gonna have to have a special episode of typewriter faces.
Yeah.
So I would just like to say a quick good morning to Marvin, way across the other side of the world. Morning,
hey, Marvin.
How you doing?
Hello.
There we go.
Doing fine.
Glad you could join us. Always happy to see faces from literally all over the world.
I know, it's amazing. I love it. Yeah. Oh, there's Koa. And how are you, William?
Doing good. Doing good. Very good.
Excellent. Anything new in your world?
Yes. Yes. I said a lovely letter from Natasha on some the Waldorf Astoria letterhead.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just got a letter from Bill Guthrie. Yeah. I've got the envelope from the Type Barista Typewriter Cafe. And on the back it says, freshly brewed thoughts from head barista Bill Guthrie. It's quite creative that way he is.
Yeah, definitely.
And the other thing of interest, it didn't take its time. UPS really screwed me over with this one. Check out the keyboard on that.
Oh, wow.
What? What is that?
My goodness.
That's not okay.
No?
What is that?
It's all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, if you have never typed, this keyboard would make perfect sense.
Dvorak?
Yes, because your right index finger does A, B, C.
Oh, I see.
E,
I see
F,
how it is.
G, H, I, J, K.
An enigma.
And your left hand do.
Is it
L, M,
Dvorak?
N.
Is that what someone said?
Yeah.
It's Dvorak. Okay. I've never actually seen one before.
No, this is totally unique. We think it was a custom built from Calibri. It's too nicely done to have been modified by a type shop.
Yeah.
Unless it was an absolute top of the line type shop.
Wow.
But I say, if you have never typed before, and you can't make head or tail of the Scholz key map or the Dvorak board, all you have to do is remember if the letter is A to K, it's this hand, L to Z, it's that hand.
Wow.
And so your home keys are going to be P and E. So your right index finger, reach up, A, B, C, reach up, A, reach across, B, reach down, C, up from home, D, home, E, down from home, F. And the next finger, G, H, I, next finger, J, K. Then your left hand reach out is L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And so if you've never typed and haven't had anything drilled into you, this would make way more sense than a QWERTY board.
Interesting.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's very interesting. What a find.
Yeah. Now, I bought this from Greg at the antique shop. He had it listed as being shipped via USPS. And after I bought it, he then told me he'd shipped it via UPS. I was not impressed. One, UPS do not deliver to mailboxes, so they then have they then have to search you out to find an alternate address, and UPS charge an $80 handling charge to bring a package into the country.
Wow.
So I paid $200 for the typewriter plus $80 shipping. Then UPS dinged me another $85 to deliver it. And so I am going to lodge a complaint against the antique shop, saying that I feel this second $85 is his responsibility, as he changed the shipping method without my knowledge or permission after I had paid for the machine.
Oh wow!
And then say if he disagrees, we'll take it to eBay mediation and see what the eBay resolution center says.
Wow.
So any of you down in the States, if ever you ship anything to Canada, do not use UPS.
Okay.
FedEx, FedEx may seem to charge more, but they charge the import duty upfront to the shipper.
Okay, yeah.
USPS is sometimes the cheapest to go across the line, but they are the roughest handling of any equipment.
Yes, sir.
And so
too much of that.
yeah. And so my personal preference, if you're going to be shipping over the line, go FedEx. They seem to be the best at handling their equipment. And if you take it to the FedEx office, and I don't know what it is, they can give you these special delicate equipment service. It costs a bit more, but you can take any piece of equipment, they will wrap it, pack it, secure it, put honking labels over it, and each carrier has to sign when and where he or she picked it up and dropped it off in the condition it was in. It costs a bit more, but you can pretty well guarantee any machine will get there safely.
Wow.
And I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Ted, otherwise he has his mouth full. I was given a Triumph Gabriella E a few years ago, and I could not figure how to get that machine off its baseboard. So I posted on Typewriter Talk, and I think it's Lawrence Van, it was either Pete E or Lawrence Van Galen, gave me a link to monk.org as to how to remove those machines. And instead of just pulling it off, you reach down, take a tiny screwdriver, flip those gamut clips off, then lift the remove the washer, then you can remove the machine with the rubber bushings inside, then dismantle the hold downs.
Yeah, that was something that took me a while to figure out, but once I did, it was like, well, that makes much more sense. Because everybody I talked to said, just rip it off the board, and I'm like, no,
no,
it's got to be a better way.
And the mechanics term for those tiny little E-clips are damage clips. You get a screwdriver in there, you start moving it, and they go, ding! Damn it, where did that go?
That's why you magnetize the heck out of your screwdriver before you put it in there.
Yeah.
I stopped trying to take them off carefully. I just have a big box of them from Amazon. They're like, 100 of all the popular sizes. I just don't even look on the floor anymore. Because they'll just be gone.
Oh, very good. Vito, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How's everybody?
Very good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Anything new for you?
Yeah, definitely. I've reached a milestone as a collector. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I've only been collecting since March, or even the typewriter since March. And then I started that little Instagram, and that's kind of taken off a little bit. But I've reached a milestone in the point that I no longer want every typewriter I find. I only want to find rare ones and nice ones, right? Mint ones. So like recently I bought a Swissa Junior, which I'm super excited about. It's broken, but I think I can fix it. And then I just bought a Triumph Perfect, which I'm kind of excited about. So starting to get into that little corner of the typewriter market, so.
Very nice.
Yeah, super excited about that. But that's what's going on with me, just making the transition into collect everything to collect only nice super rare stuff. So.
I don't know if you remember in the last Zoom meeting, I watched it last night just so I could catch up. Sarah Van Allen was saying that her stepfather said, it doesn't matter what you collect, just as long as you decide on what you collect. And then I had said, you'll find that when you start getting into collecting typewriters, you'll pick up everything you can. Then after a while, you'll figure out what works best for you, what you work best with, what you like the best, and what suits your personality and you feel the best. Then you'll kind of gravitate towards that, and then start losing the ones that interest you less.
Yep.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
This is my box
and
of C-clips.
Nice. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. I have found that I've slowed down dramatically. And now there's just a few typewriters I'm keeping an eye out for. And that's kind of what happened with my vinyl record collection. In the beginning, I would buy anything and everything as long as it was in playable condition. And that's how I ended up with 2,000 records. And it's kind of similar with my typewriters. I'm still around the 45 mark somewhere, probably a little bit more. But now I definitely find myself thinking, is this a typewriter that is actually on my wish list rather than, oh, it's a typewriter that
Right.
works, but I don't necessarily want it.
Yeah.
Is it a planned buy or an impulse buy?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's a big difference there.
A couple of weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, May Travis was talking about, well, and also in the last meeting, Eric Mondo was talking about cover-up tape. I scored.
Oh, you got multiple colors there.
Yep.
Nice.
There's blue, yellow, green, pink.
Those are really small for letter writing. I've been known to write poems on pieces of that.
No,
You really want to use an elite machine with that.
these are the cover-up tapes.
Yeah. The little, well, they're probably not correct type brand, right? But similar.
Actually, yes, correct.
Oh, they are.
These three are correct type. This one is Tipex.
Okay.
Blue one.
Very good.
And I have discovered one thing. If you get these, they're kind of flimsy. So you put a layer of packing tape on the back side. That it gives them a little more body. Sometimes you have to tap a bit harder to make it transfer the cover up material onto the paper, but it seemed to last better.
Okay. Now, were those in any kind of the case, or they were just loose?
They came in the Ethan Allen executive sample pack. Which came with a whole bunch of other typewriter paraphernalia that someone was cleaning out an office supply store.
Okay.
There's a few other colors in there as well
that
aren't as usable. There's a bright red highlighter.
Oh, wow.
Off-white, pale blue, goldenrod, almost looks like a soft pink, and a very pale blue.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're matching, the common paper colors.
No. And when I was young, the only airmail paper I ever saw was the light blue airmail paper. Now, was that because that's the only airmail paper there was, or was that because that's the only airmail paper my parents ever bought?
No, I've got some yellow airmail paper, 9 pound.
Oh.
Cool.
So, and also ivory. So it did come in different colors.
Excellent.
And looks like you've trimmed your beard quite a lot there, Monk.
I trimmed them all my hairs.
Yeah.
No, trimmed your beard.
Yes, also the hair on top.
Yeah.
Okay. I see that. That was good.
Yeah, summertime.
Looking sharp, Ted.
I just got rid of my COVID hair, so even though we're not quite out of it, so
yeah. All right. And Kara, long time no see.
Hey, Karen.
Hey, everybody. Long time no see. Well, I've been waiting. You're the one that hasn't been around. Long time no see. I'm on my front porch, not that.
I know. Yeah, we met on your front porch.
Yeah, massive box. So that's new in the house, but we haven't actually unpacked it because we're packing instead of unpacking.
Exactly. Yeah.
I haven't really thoroughly gotten to look at it. And besides, it's my wife's machine. But so there's an SG1 in the house. Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Greg. Yay. That was really sweet to get to see you again. Thank you for taking time out of your vacation.
Of course. Yeah. I'm glad we got to chat for a few minutes anyway.
Yeah, and you got to meet the dogs. That's the most.
Yeah, so cute.
Did you also get a haircut?
What?
Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
also get a haircut?
I I had one of those, like, this is too much hair, it's too hot. Kind of, it's not I get the back very good, but Yeah, it seems to be the season for that. See, that's what happens, Gregory. You leave us alone for a couple of weeks and
everybody cuts their hair. Oh man, that's funny.
I thought I had this very strange run of like bidding on machines on Shop Goodwill, and for a lot of them I didn't get them, so which is good. But I did randomly bid. Honestly, it was one of those like I didn't even remember doing it. I threw a bid at a machine that I was like, well, that's a cool color. It's a Royal Custom, like peacock color, peacock blue. And it will nicely complement my blue Safari, but I don't have my blue Safari up. But I don't know. I saw it in passing and I was like, I'll throw $10 at that for some reason. And then I got, a couple of days later, I had won it for $7.99. And I'm like, that's a typewriter. What the hell? Why not?
It was meant to be.
Now Shop Goodwill is being very slow in shipping and stuff. And at least the ones that I'm getting in, I'm like, okay, well, I hope you get it here before I move, or the new tenants are going to wonder why they got
Carrie, you could just have it shipped to my house and I'll hang on to it until you come down to visit in a few years. And that way it's guaranteed one way or another.
Yeah, I should just give them your address.
Yeah, there you go. They already know. They already know my address.
I will just leave them a note at customer service. I was like, could you send it to Bob?
Right.
Bob I did get one that I also wondered why I bid on it, because every time I get a new typewriter, the phrase that I hear, my wife is extremely supportive, but I do get this. So what's different about this one?
Yeah, my best friend does that to me. He says, what are you doing with this typewriter? How many typewriters you got? And what's different about this one? And all this, they don't understand. And my boyfriend finally understands. Like now, because yesterday he said he was getting ready to ask me, but I had already told him. We have moments where I almost can respond to him before he even says anything. It's weird. But he said, I was thinking of my response before he would ask the question. So he came in, he said, oh, I'm sorry. When he came in, I started saying, oh, I just love these typewriters. Working on them is so therapeutic for me. That's why I just, like to pick them up and work on them and this and that. Well, he said, what, that's strange, because I was going to ask you why that was, why you collect them. So it's just really cool to find one in a bad condition and just scrub it up, clean it, and make it new again.
Right. Why don't they just
I don't know. I just like doing that.
Like, tell me why this is important instead of,
yes.
What do you think you need? It's like, I don't know. I'll let you know when I get there. Right? I'll let you know. But this one, it was like $26 and it came well packed, except for the part, some of you saw it on Facebook, where they didn't actually clamp it into the case.
Oh yeah.
I picked up the box and I heard that clunking sound and I was like, ugh. But it survived because it's a tough little with the wings.
Cute.
It's a QDL, so it has the and I don't have a way to show you right now, but you can see how shiny the keycaps are. It was one of those.
I like the wings.
I have, shall we say, a penchant for getting the ones with the crapped out keytops, because my theory is, and so far it's been correct, is that that's from the off gassing and it means it's been sealed in the case. So it does in fact mean that I haven't cleaned the slugs. I haven't done anything but put in the ribbon in. And it's very nice and snappy, but my wife could be forgiven if she said, what's different about that one? Because this is the one that's currently out that I was typing on before that one came. See, I have twins. And I don't think it matters if I say, well, this one's an Arrow and that one's a QDL. It's different.
Whenever I'm buying a typewriter online, I always ask the shipper to make sure it's locked in the case, but you can't always trust it locks. So put a thick enough wad of bubble wrap on top of the typewriter.
I told them all that stuff
so that when you close the lid, you have to push the lid down the last 3/4 of an inch to latch it. Then wrap the case around several times with stretch wrap. Some people just either don't read, don't know, or just don't care.
Yeah, they packed it. They packed the case pretty well, but they didn't do anything about the part inside the. Now I've added specifically like to clamp it because I hadn't said that before. I said all millions of other instructions, but it's
and also when I buy a typewriter, I'll quite often send pictures of that particular typewriter or the same model I have with what it should look like as it's being packed up.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And just a quick question to Kelsey. Kelsey, did you receive my little letter?
I did.
Good.
Thank you
It
so
got there.
much. Yeah, and I was waiting to be able to say that to you. Yeah, and I got the oh goodness, the little piece.
The line release knob.
Yes, I got that on there with your instructions, and it works perfect. Yeah,
Oh,
love it. And the ribbon. Did you say that you made or that you inked that ribbon, or?
No, I had that ribbon custom inked.
Okay.
From Ribbons Unlimited
Ah.
in some state towards the east. I forget which state it was. Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I had been looking for a half brown and half either blue or green. I've been looking for it, and all of a sudden it was there. So thank you so much. So exciting.
So everything arrived intact and undamaged?
Oh, perfectly. Yeah. In fact, I should go get it. Was so, he like put I don't know how you did that, but it was like laid out perfectly, like cut out in sponge or I don't even know, foam or something.
Bring it over and show it.
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
I'll describe it.
Okay, I'll go grab it. Let me mute.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this now.
Okay. It's a concept that I came up with. I was actually talking to Tom Lucas, the typewriter man in Luton, England, and he was saying that a lot of parts he sends to Canada either gets lost or if he puts tracking on, the parts fall out of the envelope. And so I got thinking about different ways of packaging things, and I came up with this system, which once Kelsey brings it back, I'll describe it.
Okay.
And for the meantime, there's Mike and Squamish. There's Curry Russell. I've already said hi to Clarence. Well, I'll say hi again. I will. No, Marvin, I will get a letter up to you one of these days. Marvin, honest, I will. Might take a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I shall like to apologize if I appear impertinent in laughing because my girlfriend's on the other room and she's constantly trying to make me laugh.
Oh.
Okay. And next, I shall like to address a few things. First, I would also like to apologize if I don't understand. I think I hear a necklace from someone.
I'm not sure who that's coming from.
Yes, so I would like to apologize if I do not fully understand what you, some of the words you're using, because I am not an avid typewriter collector myself. So sometimes there are mixes. And secondly, I would also like to apologize for not sending you letters or not even participating in the typing prompt, because I am, to be frank, quite in the last 2 months, I was quite busy. I was preparing for something called the International Meeting of Slide Rule Collectors.
Okay. Yes, you talked about it before.
Yes, yesterday the Royal Society of Microscopy invited me to become a fellow or something. So yes, so that's out of my mind right now, and I'm finding construction workers to try to work. There's another room back there. I'm trying to make what's it called, a Victorian study.
Ooh.
So yes, I'm still working on that, but I think my professional issues are off. So I will try to participate more in these affairs. I will try
Well,
to, maybe next week I'll try to do the typing prompt.
Okay.
And yes, I will, of course, I will find my time, which I'm sure it will come, to write each one of you letters.
Very good.
well, Marvin, I think you will find that typewriter collectors are a bit like people who shoot muzzle-loading black powder guns. They are never in a hurry. They're always willing to help each other. We are forgiving of ourselves and of others. If there's typographical errors in the letter, we just see them as adding personality to the letter as opposed to being problems. And quite often when I get a letter, I look for the typos in it just for the fun of it. And then sometimes when I send a letter, if I see a typo that I missed, I said, oh, well, it adds personality. So as far as being absolutely prim, proper, absolutely politically correct, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the fact that you are able to type and to type to someone else who isn't going to worry about your typos and spelling mistakes. And even your understanding of the language. If you don't understand something fully, just ask us to explain it in a different way. Simple as that. I have worked with people all over the world, and people, especially when I came over here, my British English, a lot of the terminology I used did not resonate with Canadian English or American English. And I said, what are you saying, boy? What the heck does that mean? And so, yeah, so as the old saying goes, as long as we are all willing to take a little bit, give a little bit, no, take a little, yeah, take a little love, all be afraid to forsake a little love, and when the sun comes shining through, you'll all know what to do.
Yes, I would like to, I am to thank you for that. But I am not, I do not understand sometimes specifically on typewriters, not because of my English capabilities. Sometimes like yesterday, before I even entered you, I didn't even understand what a platen or a type basket meant, yes. But regarding the English language, I think I'm pretty proficient. I'm C2. I understand many dialects, and I've learned English, what's it called again? Literature. So that's that. Yes. Go ahead.
The thing about English is that it is a conglomerate of Norman, Anglo-Saxon, some German, some of the Romance language like Spanish and Italian, and has a very strong Latin root. So it's a real hodgepodge of all different languages. And so if you can understand Latin, it gives you much better understanding of English and the Romance languages. Whereas some of the Asian languages are so completely different to anything in English, it's amazing that we can actually communicate at all. So don't fret about it. And there are sites that will give you a picture of a typewriter and what the English word for each part is. And if you want to use your native word for the actual part, type it in, go ahead, I'll find that interesting. if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you. I concur.
And I once typed a few letters to a deaf person, and the person who was his interpreter said you might find his writing kind of hard to read because a deaf person doesn't put sentences together in the same way as we do. They'll say the object, then where it is and what it's for, as opposed to this is what I use this for. And so it takes a little bit of, you have to read it through and then, okay, this is what it's saying, this is how it works. Okay, I see. And so a bit of patience and understanding goes an awful long way. That makes sense?
Yes. To be honest, we've gone a bit of a tangent here. Yes, but to be honest, I'm more fluent in English than my my native language.
Oh,
because,
wow.
Yes, because throughout my life, I've been my circle, my society is primarily American British. So I didn't interact with the what's it called, the indigenous people very much.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I see we have Mike back.
Yeah.
Hey.
As we spend time together, I hope we'll just all get to know each other better and understand where we're coming from and be able to communicate in whatever means we need to.
Sure, I do. I already know. I saw it. That's why I was going to use it.
So, anything new in your world, Mike?
Not too much house stuff. So I spent the last couple of weekends up on the roof. We have moss here. Yeah, moss grows here like nothing you'd ever see in your life. It's a forest on my roof, so I've been up there manually removing it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing around here. They're cutting a lot of trees down. I don't know if they're cutting them down to sell or if they're cutting them down to put in housing, which is terrible because this is kind of a woody area, but I'm getting a lot more creatures wandering through my yard now. Yeah, I put a picture on OTP yesterday, if you get a chance to look. I had a deer follow me up the driveway. I don't know, maybe it thought I had something. And it was like there, I could touch it, you know?
Wow.
So I posted a picture. So if it looks close, it's because it is.
It really was close. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We said hi.
Oh. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you do a lot of running around there, so it must be pretty sad to see them cutting down all the trees.
Oh, it breaks my heart. In fact, I was out this morning and, I just look at all these places that used to be forest and now it's just clear cut. It just kind of kills you. This is old growth too. Some of these trees are hundreds of years old. And, yeah. So it kills me to see. We moved out here for a reason.
No. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, my guess is that with the price of lumber, the lumber companies are going for any trees they can.
I'm guessing so, because someone said a lot of the residents here were selling their wood. They're not selling the property, just the wood on it.
Oh my goodness.
And I think too, we've had some pretty bad fires, notably the recent one down in California, but they're up in Canada and moving their way up the West Coast again. And, lumber is a crop here. And so when it burns down, that's like losing your cornfield, It's livelihood for some. So I guess any wood they can get. And unlike the East Coast, where a lot of buildings are made of brick, here they're all wood.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Wow. I know. Anything new as far as typewriters or anything like that?
No, I got some electrics. So my wife's work, they're restructuring, so to speak. She works at a legal office.
Oh.
And she says, hey, we got these typewriters you might want. Do you want them? So I said, sure. So she brought home 2 of the GX 6750s. One was terrible. Goodwill inherited that. The other one was nearly pristine. So I have it. The only problem with those is they tend to lag. So you type a key and 3 minutes later it hits the paper.
No.
So your ear gets confused.
Yeah.
But they type nice. She got me an IBM too, not the ball, but the wheel writer. And those are kind of amazing. So I've been enjoying that. And if you looked on OTP again, she also got a really big credenza. A couple Fridays ago, we moved that monster into the house, sold off the futon so we'd have a place to put it. So now my typewriters have a home, so to speak, instead of being rammed every which way but loose, especially the big ones like the Royal, you don't want to just pick that up and move it unless you're bodybuilding or something.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's always good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Here too.
I think we're all caught up with the greetings. I'm pretty sure. Oh, Bob! I'm sorry, Bob. Oh no.
That's okay. I always enjoy listening to stories, probably more than I enjoy sharing them. But
you went on a big road trip.
Yeah, 5,000 miles in 9 days. We were really moving. That was pretty exciting. I had to get back to my government job.
Uh-oh.
First, I got to say, Kelsey, your hair looks amazing. Good for you. I'm so excited to know you and all that you've done in that. Good for you. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've had a few friends do that. I got to do something similar once back when I think I was 26. I cut all my hair off, and by that point, it was down to my butt. So it worked. And then I had short hair for a while, and that was a lot of work. But then I, started growing it long again a few years ago after my dad died. But I think there's a lot to that. So good for you. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I just threw my son in my truck and we started heading east. I stopped in New Mexico, Raton, New Mexico. There was a motorcycle thing going on. And that was cool because I got to check out, we were there 24 hours. So I got to check out a few thrift stores and I found a really great, I think it's a 1948, Smith Corona 5, but it has a really unique paint job. It's like two-tone army green, and the stripes it's a unique 3-stripe instead of like a racing stripe or something like that. So I'm pretty excited to get that guy going. And then we went over to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is one of my favorite cities. I've got a friend over there. Did I freeze? Oh, there we go.
You're good.
Again. So I went over. So we hauled butt over to Milwaukee, and when I was there, I was kind enough. There was a woman named Monica who said, "Well, you're in Milwaukee. I'm in Milwaukee." I said, "Well, that's great. What's for lunch?" So my son and I went over to her house, and she just knows me from Austin Typewriter Inc. And she was very gracious and had us in her house and showed us her great typewriter collection and said, "Well, let's go see Christopher Lathan Scholl's gravesite and let's go, blah, blah, blah." So she took me on the typewriter tour of Milwaukee. And that was funny. My friend who's a girl there, I call her my adopted daughter. She's as old as my daughter, but she rides motorcycles and she can actually keep up with me, which is pretty neat for a woman as young as her, a person as young as her, I need to say, right? So it was great to hang out with her, and she just thought we were the nerdiest she could ever imagine, running around Milwaukee on a typewriter tour. So I got to take a few great pictures. Monica was a gracious host. If you're ever in Milwaukee, check out Monica. The other thing I really got to do was go over to Ace Business Machines. And I'll tell you guys, Rich is his name, Richard. He's a wonderful, he just has a wonderful, great attitude. He's looking forward to selling the business in a few years. So he's more than happy to allow anyone to purchase any of the old parts that he has. So if you're looking for something, you can call him. If he has it, 20, 30, $50 later, you can have the part delivered to you. So I think for myself as a repair guy, it's always going to be something small. It's going to be like the magic margin lever on the left side of the KMM, right? Whatever. It'll be something small like that that'll save the day and ultimately save the machine. But he's got a basement just full of, and it's extremely well organized. It's very strange. You know, I went into California Typewriter a few months before they closed. I was there, and stuff was all over the place. I couldn't make sense of any of it. I have no idea how Ben kept any of that, you know, but I suspect he'd just been there so long, it was all kind of in his mind as far as where was what. But Richard has everything very well organized, so it's not a big deal for him to reach into a box of Royal parts and you know, pull out a left magic margin lever and kind of rock it. So I'd highly recommend him if anybody is specifically looking for any type of part. Yeah, Ace Business Machines in Milwaukee. Anyways, and you know, we cruised to the Northwoods. I used to work on a farm up there in Wisconsin in the middle of the Northwoods. So boy, those people fed us like you wouldn't believe. And then I went over yeah, then I went over to the Dakotas and visited my dad's gravesite. So that was neat. My son hadn't gotten to see that because he was, I think my son was 10 or 11 when my dad passed away. And what I did was I loaded my dad's ashes on his motorcycle and rode him, you know, through Sturgis and whatever else. He was in the back right saddlebag. And then when I got to the land of his birth, it's Aberdeen, South Dakota, I buried him in the saddlebag. So if you look at my dad's saddlebag now, it only has a left saddlebag, not a right side saddlebag. So, and he's got a nice monument or, you know, grave marker there. And he's, you know, it always, I think it's not going to affect me or have issue, but I'm standing in the cemetery and I'm related to like 80 people buried there. You know, half of them are named Marshall, like myself. And anyways, it always has that effect on me. It was nice to show my 15-year-old son, well, you know, everybody comes from somewhere. This just happens to be where you come from, you know. So Aberdeen, South Dakota, of all places. Yeah, and then we hauled butt back, which was great until I blew the alternator just north of Barstow. So I parked at my dad's widow's house in Barstow. She was in Barstow. My dad was moving up to Barstow when he passed. And so I parked there. And my girlfriend drove my Excursion up. I left the truck in Barstow. I get another alternator. I take it up to Barstow. I change it out of the truck, and that went really well, and that was nice. And then we're driving back, and she was following me, and then I see she's not following me, and we're coming down the pass, and you know, then she calls me. She's like, "Well, this left tire blew," and she just tore this tire up trying to get down the pass. And there's about this much room between the guardrail and the right-hand lane, but she did it, and she ripped this tire up. And I went to the tire store, and these tires are 12 years old. My tire guy's like, "You've got 20,000 miles on 12-year-old tires. Like, what? You're not driving this Excursion enough." I go, "No, Rod, I don't drive it I don't drive. I prefer to ride motorcycles." So I had to get 4 new tires. So the joke to that story is, I said, well, I guess I can let my girlfriend drive my Excursion again because she did really well. The rim was fine and everything, you know. And B, my $1,500. I figured I'd spend about $1,500 on the trip, but it cost me about $3,000 at the end of it all. So,
wow.
What do you do? But I think it was worth it. It was great to be out with my boy for 10 days, and it was great to pick up. Oh, and I got another typewriter when I was in Milwaukee. Monica's like, "Here, I've got this typewriter," and it's really strange. I have it down. I cleaned it and put it down in storage for a little bit, but that is my basement. You know, I store most of my typewriters in my basement because it's a great climate control. But it's a Scottish typewriter. It has a Scottish keyboard, which is just like a QWERTY. It just has 2 added symbols, and it's this great Remington chrome. It's a, you know, Remington Quiet Writer, mid-50s. Very exciting. Who would have thought there was a Scottish keyboard? You know,
I know, right?
Scottish symbols. So
would it have the EQR on the serial number prefix?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. Was it EQR? It was something. It wasn't just like Z, you know, whatever.
If it was made in Britain or Glasgow, it'd be the EQR prefix.
Okay. I'll have to. I've got it on my living document. We've been real fortunate lately to set up a living document that is our inventory, because it really turned into a problem. People were asking, well, do you have this or do you have that? What's the condition? So we sat down for a few days and figured out all the inventory, figure out what we have. I know Brandy mentioned earlier, Patty was saying she was looking for an H3K. I've got a handful of them. I did sell the one that I put up I think I put it up 2 weeks ago. I was fortunate enough to sell that one. And that lady was really nice. She was right here in LA. So we were able to deliver it to her, even though she bought it on eBay, which worked out well because she gave me a few more typewriters to repair. And now she wants to buy, she's looking specifically for an Underwood 3-bank, which I happen to have a few of. And so we're,
Nice.
this much business, I'm sorry, a lot of business turned into even more business, right?
Yeah.
Because this H3K, it was a 63, just so y'all can know the numbers. It was a 1963 Hermes 3000. It had one small scratch on it on the, on the front of the keyboard, like here. Other than that, it was perfect. The paint was perfect and everything else. And it went for $1,100. And the lady thought it was a really great price. So, so the Hermes 3000s are definitely, if you can get them like that, without paint scratches, without issue. And it was just standard pica. It was just a condition of the machine because it had no real scratches. And the platen had obviously just been redone. And we got it, where did we get it? We got it down in Atlanta from a lady who used it to type up the Sunday church, service announcements, and they had moved to computers. So she was getting rid of but this thing was so cared for, so loved. And it just typed like a dream. And that was nice too, to type on a Hermes 3000 that didn't need repair, didn't need, never had a real, she obviously took it in every handful of years. So that was very exciting. And it was great to sell it to this other lady in LA. And her thing was, she just retired. She just got everything figured out. She wants to write. And so she's very excited to play with typewriters and use them as a fine writing instrument they are. So I think that's a benefit of my job. And I very much, I have to admit, I very much appreciate everyone complimenting, the dust covers. It's been real hard because I've had a few of them return. Oh, look at Kelsey. You're so sweet. I've had a few people, I've had a few people return them. And I've had two returns out of the few hundred that I've sold. And then last week I had a guy who got it, threw it away, and then left me negative commentary on eBay. And it's like, and I said, well, just return them. I'm happy to give you your money back. We don't have to, it's not an issue. But he was very sold that he expected something completely different. And I just went, well, I you can't please them all. Oh, yeah. That's great. I really like that Hunter Green. I might put some of those out in my living room, dining room, to cover the machines. I think that Hunter Green turned out real well. And
it matches my
it's just
green
something
keys.
small and easy.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think.
Yeah. Anyways, I very much appreciate. Yeah, I very much appreciate the compliment. I kind of needed it at this point because I've never had negative comment or negative feedback on my eBay ever. And I've had an eBay account since, I don't know, 99 or something. I mean, forever.
Yeah.
So it was very, and I've only done, I don't know, 1,800 transactions or something. So.
Well, but you'll have to pardon the vernacular. Some people are just assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen in business. I mean, publicity, positive or negative, is still publicity. And if this guy, he didn't even think to return the covers, he just threw them away. So it's like, oh, I think he was just having a really bad day, and I caught him on the bad day, right? And
exactly,
it's nothing personal. It's just business. It's fine. So I very much appreciate all your compliments on that, and that's been going well too. Anytime I sell a machine, I get to include a dust cover. I get to include the mini care kit, which I'm going to start putting out. I've got this great kit. I don't have one around me right now. Of course, they're up in my dining room, my showroom, but it's this great travel care kit, and it has a bit of alcohol, and it has Q-tips, and it's just, it's just a little product. I'm going to start selling those in multi-packs. That's the only way to make it worth anything, I think. And that, that way you can carry this small, and it's in one of my small black containers like this, but you can put this anywhere in your typewriter case, and it has anything and everything you need to give your typewriter care in the middle of nowhere. And again, mostly it's alcohol, a little bit of grease, you know, the Q-tips, the toothpicks, all the little things you need just to make sure. Because how often have we been out typing and then the temperature drops and now the Q isn't working or the A isn't working or so, you know, wouldn't it be great just to give it a dab of alcohol and keep going, right? So
there you go.
Yeah,
I think
that's good.
Hey,
Yeah.
alcohol, you mean like a little mini flask of like whiskey or something for
a little for you, a little for the typewriter. Yeah.
Oh,
I want to say that I got ribbons from Bob, and he puts a little alcohol wipe and a little toothpick in the ribbon. You change the ribbon, you wipe your fingers off, and you keep going. You don't even have to like stand up and wash your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's the idea, because if you're traveling on the go, because I know it's happened to me. I'm in the middle of the desert. You know, I'm on my 58th page typing, and I realize I really should have replaced the damn ribbon in this poor machine before I hit the road. So that, you know, that package is all about how you can get, you know, how you can travel with ribbon, be able to replace the ribbon. And those are just, I'm calling them giveaway spools. You know, we've got all sorts of terms for them, but they're just the small generic plastic spools that some of the typers in the 70s would take, but most of them won't. So you've got to get it from the spool over to the typer. So I'm going to put it all up for sale. Maybe I'll do a demonstration. I'm going to have to do a YouTube video on, because it's really not a standard on how to replace the ribbon. And that's the biggest complaint I get from people. How do I replace my ribbon? It's like changing strings on a guitar. So I'm very fluent with how to assist people in that. Well, every guitar is different. So the system that I've come up with in selling it will be, this is the easiest way for anybody to change their ribbon on their machine. And you don't have to think about it. It doesn't matter if you have metal spools, plastic spools. You take the old ribbon off, you put the new ribbon on. It's no different than changing the strings on your guitar, right? So I'm hoping it works. We'll see how it. So we're having.
In other words, Bob, that small kit is kind of like the toolkit that comes with a motorcycle to just keep you going until you get to the repair shop.
Yeah, the mini care kit. Yeah, absolutely. And there are no tools in it. I got these great little screwdrivers that fit, and I thought about including those, but it's so small, it's not gonna, you know, if you really have a loose screw, a pocket knife will do better than this little screwdriver. So, you know, what do you do?
How many typewriter collectors do not have loose screws?
Yeah. Right, exactly. Mostly me. I've got many screws loose.
Yeah, me too.
And also keep in mind that many women do not carry pocket knives, so maybe it's a little pocket knife you need to put in the kit.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd really hate to. Oh, I think I froze again.
No, you're good.
Oh, there we go. I'd really hate to provide a tool that doesn't work. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah.
When I think it, I'll tell you what, the other day I busted the tip on my knife. And at first I was like, man, I kind of like this knife. I've carried it for several years. It was a gift from a friend. But anyways, I was able to cut it down and I turned it into a flathead on the tip.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see that. But this, right? So this is a flathead. I had to cut this down. So I've got the knife and a flathead screwdriver. What do you do? But it's come in handy a few times. You know, I walked up to a typewriter the other day and the Q was sticking. So I stuck my knife in the machine and, you know, loosened the travel bar there and it started working. Go figure. So if I can fix a typewriter by stabbing my knife into it, I'm doing okay, right?
So
excellent.
Dr. Kelsey, if we.
Yeah. This was the gizmo, right?
Okay. What that is that is a piece of carpet underlay.
Okay.
And I have a set of gasket punches from 1/16 up to 2 inches when I'm making gaskets, whatever. So it occurred to me, if I take a piece of that carpet underlay, that would be the body for the shipping container.
Mm-hmm.
Punch a 2-inch hole into which I can fold a little Ziploc bag and put the parts, and then thank you, Vanna White. And then I figured that the 2-inch homemade ribbon spool would fit nicely into an inch and 3/4 hole, which I cut. And now that homemade ribbon spool will actually fit onto an Olivetti style typewriter, or you can just unwind it onto the spool of your Smith Corona.
Okay, yeah. And actually I ended up putting it on my, I got this Quiet Deluxe for $30 and it's amazing. So I put it on here because there was nothing. This little cutie pie.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
So, and the letter came with it too?
Oh yeah, very nice. Loved it. Yeah. And here's the my beautiful. See? That beautiful?
Oh, nice.
Yay. Oh, thank you so much. Yay.
Now, did I include a help say the USPS stamp for that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool. And you had mentioned an Etsy guy, and I actually had already used him. I can't remember the name now, but I
Perforated press.
Yeah, and I got a Remington without any ribbon spools, and that's kind of a specialty. So I ordered some through him. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think he sells typewriter parts.
Oh, really?
What he does, he has an antique perforating machine. So he buys pre-gummed paper, prints stamps and stickers on it, and then perforates them to make them tear like old-fashioned stamps.
Oh, okay.
So where you got the ribbon spools from, I don't know.
It must have been similar because I looked up the name and it said you've purchased from this seller. So I was like, oh,
maybe it
yeah,
is.
but
Who knows?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and look now.
What?
I like Mike's.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm being paged. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Mr. William, if I may ask you something real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it, because I wrote you something in the chat, but I just want to make sure of where I should find your message. Was it the one that was in the Typewriter Pals? It says of creative stationery and colored ink.
No. What happens is that when a person sends a message to a member on Typewriter Pals, as long as you have entered your email address into Typewriter Pals, it will then send it to that email address.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at my emails again then.
So if you check and see what email address you have attached to your profile, then go check that email. It should be in there.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Because I'm sorry, I've never done that. Communicated through there. And another thing, you guys, I saw California Typewriter for the first time this past week. I'm embarrassed to say, but I saw it for the first time and I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It made me want to jump through the screen and go visit them. And so I actually followed them on Instagram and they followed me back. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And if there's anybody out there on One Type page, I've been reading more so in there and really enjoying what I'm reading. I also contribute for those who know, but those who don't know. But I just love what I'm reading. So I'm actually trying to take more time out to read because I haven't been able to.
Yeah, I read One Type page every night before I go to bed.
Oh,
there's some are really deep, insightful thoughts. Some are just kind of a diary as to what's happening. Today it was a nice day in Macro Park. Good day for a run.
Yeah. Mine is like the marriage counseling thing, and I put 3 stories at once on there, and I wasn't able to. I haven't finished one yet, and the other one was finished. So yeah. But the marriage counseling seems to be taking forever. So got more of that going. So because I keep coming up with something else, it's on its own, really. It's just running off the top of my head.
And I might contribute something one day and just see if we get any response or not. But I see.
Yeah.
There are many times that I think about responding, and Rose, I think it's Rose from California, is a nurse.
Hmm.
I think I've seen
My
her.
first wife was a nurse before she lost a battle to cancer, and so I can really empathize with Rose, what she's going through with all the pandemic and everything, and struggles with work and all that sort of stuff. However, back to Typewriter talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't discussed the typing prompt yet, but first, it is, even though we're already over a week into the month, we are in a new month, so that means there is another drawing. Let me get to the page first. Let's see here and there, and let's see. Where are we? Oh, I'll just do it this way. I was going to do it full screen, but you guys will be able to see it. So, oops. See, I'm out of practice. It's been a couple weeks. So let me share my screen. There we go. All right. So yes, so these are the people that entered in the month of July.
Oh, okay.
And they're in alphabetical order just by the first name. So we have Craig Provin, Dan Linder, Diane Mayer, Kelsey Pollard, Kara Cleary, Mike Derling, Natasha Rawls, and William Lester. All right. So this is actually the last keychain. So basically, the winner is going to win a keychain with a handmade, what do you call it? A handmade
key fob
lanyard.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! I'm
Which
so out
is
of
great
practice.
for attaching to the zips on like a Skywriter case, because it really allows you to grab a hold of that zipper and
Nice.
whip it around. So
yeah,
very handy for that.
Very good. Yeah. So the winner is going to win that, and then I think we might take a month off from doing the drawings, and then we're gonna resume. And I'm thinking of doing something like a T-shirt or a hat or something like that. So we shall see. Yeah, but I think we're ready. Yeah. So let's see who wins. Good luck, everybody. Diane won again.
Oh.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, so you'll be getting another keychain. I promise it will be different. Yeah, very cool. And of course, everyone is going to receive stickers. So, and then we'll take a month off and resume. That would be in October. The beginning of October, we'll have the September drawing. Yes.
Okay.
So in other words, we won't have a drawing for August. So, yeah. All right. And I did do my typing prompt. And this gives me the opportunity to, let's see, we make myself big here. There we go. So as we were talking about, Brian Good and I met up last week. Yeah, last week for breakfast, and he brought me a typewriter, and I had no idea he was bringing it, and I was shocked and very thankful for it. And it just so happened I had a couple typewriters in my trunk, so I let him take his pick, and he showed it earlier, the Sperry Rand Remington Streamliner in Aqua, which goes beautifully with his, is it the Starfire? The nice red. Yeah. So I was very pleased that worked out. But he gave me the Brother EP5. I'm sorry, EP7. I already had the EP5. And a while back, he picked this up at a thrift store, and he posted a picture of it. And I was like, what? An EP7? I've never even heard of it. So I was like super excited. And here he gave it to me. And it's like, wow, that's awesome. So
is that a thermal?
Yes, a thermal typewriter.
Cool.
And it's very similar to the EP5. It doesn't have a screen, which I like because it makes it more like an authentic typing experience. You're not staring at a little screen, you're actually looking at the paper. And a couple differences between this and the EP5. This has like memory. I think it stores up to, well, first of all, it has a 60,000 word dictionary, and you can add 190 of your own words. So of course, the first words I added were Gregory and Christina. Christina's my wife. And then it has a 4,000 character memory for storing text. I did notice that, and I'm gonna have to get the manual because I'm not sure how it is intended to use the memory. Because, all right, the first thing I typed into memory was the quick brown fox, blah, blah, blah. The second thing I typed in was now is the time for all good men, blah, blah, blah. So then when you print it, it prints now is the time first and the quick brown fox second. So it's printing them in reverse order. So that's interesting. And I'm not sure how that's intended to be used. So I'm probably going to need to find the manual for it. Yeah, but I love it. Another difference is the print quality on this is amazing. It is amazing. In fact, let me see if I can show it to you. So this was, and you won't see the true quality on the screen. Well, it's having trouble focusing anyway, but wow. It's really, really good. You see here, at first because you can print the contents of your dictionary that you added. And so at first there was 0 words, and then I added Gregory. So there was 1 word and it printed from the memory. And I added Christina, and then it says number of words 2. And then you print the dictionary again, and it alphabetizes the list for you. So yeah. And then these were written from memory. And I tried the expanded type, which is, it was kind of silly, actually. It looks kind of ridiculous. I tried bold and normal. I tried medium density and heavy density and light density. There's very, very minor differences between those, but you can't see the difference between the bold and the normal. So that's pretty cool.
Now, are you using a ribbon or is that thermal fax paper?
Yeah, this is a sheet of the Brother brand thermal fax paper that Joe sent me. So, so I think, I don't know if that has something to do with the better print quality, or
apparently so, yes. Yeah,
because I mean it looks almost like it was done with a ribbon. So that's pretty amazing. So I'm very pleased, and unfortunately Brian's not in here at the moment, but I already thanked him profusely for it in person, by the way. So it was so much fun meeting him. I just wish we could have spent more time, but yeah, it was quite wonderful. All right, let's see, let me, there we go. Okay, so I have my typing prompt. All right, so our typing prompt was the best advice I ever received was. Okay, so the best advice I ever received was from an unlikely source. The advice was as follows. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You are never going to keep me down. The mantra, repeated over and over and over again, came in the form of the song Tub Thumping. The band, One Hit Wonders, was Chumbawamba. The music video was played mantra-like ceaselessly on MTV. It could not be escaped, and it was something we all needed to hear. Like any human who ever lived, sometimes I feel knocked down. It would be so easy to give up, stay down on the mat for the 10 count. But the great philosopher, Chumbawamba, tells us to get up again. But who is the you in "You are never going to keep me down"? You is the challenges we face. You is adversity. You is our mistakes, our shortcomings. You is our doubt. You is the bullies of the world. Sometimes you is you, other times you. Our failure is only in not doing our damnedest to struggle to our knees, then stand ever stronger. To the challenges and adversity, my mistakes and shortcomings, doubt, bullies, you and me, I say, you are never going to keep me down. There you go. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that song, but it got loads and loads and loads of airplay. And it was one of those, I think they call them earworms, where it just gets in your head. Doesn't let you go. Yeah. So. Yeah.
But I get up again.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. Every time I hear that song, I think it's just so motivational, and I take it as great advice. And then I try and get it out of my head. Yeah. And if it wouldn't, ruin our copyright here, I would actually play it. But yeah, we can't do that. So, yeah. Did anyone else have a typing prompt? William has one. Excellent. Yep. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, type panel type prompt for August 8th, 2021. The best piece of advice I ever received was, it seems as all my life, people have been giving me advice, assuring me that if I took their advice, I would do well. This was especially true with bankers and insurance companies. They were all these promising sounding encouragements like, you're richer than you think, you're in good hands with Allstate, Freedom 55 is your ticket to a comfortable retirement, and let's make someday happen. It turns out that all these companies are in it for themselves and don't really care about you as long as they can keep making money off you. The best piece of advice I ever received was from a fellow called Gary. Gary does not work for a bank or an insurance company or any other financial institution. In actual fact, Gary doesn't work for anyone. He does, however, work with Primerica and has opened my eyes to what the banks and insurance companies are pulling over at us whilst telling us the lie that if we invest with them, one day they'll make us rich. When Gary worked with us, Julian and me, and figured out how much we would need to have in order to live a comfortable retirement, we didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Gary then went on to explain to us what a financial independence number is, how it is calculated, and how we could reach our FIN in a much shorter time than we had ever anticipated. I'm sure you've all heard the term life insurance. The proper term should be income protection. So you can continue to provide for your family after you die. Gary also showed us that we don't need life insurance all our life, because once we reach our financial independence number, there's no further need for income protection, as you can now retire comfortably. With the adjustments that Juliana and I have made, we should be able to reach our financial independence number in another 5.5 years. Talk about piece of advice that gives you peace of mind. Now that's what I call the best piece of advice I ever received.
Very good, very good. Thank you, William. Very good. Financial advice is always very important.
Especially good financial advice.
Well, yes. There's plenty of bad financial advice out there. That is very true. Very true. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyone else with a typing prompt? Diane. You're muted, by the way. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Can't walk across the keyboard, didn't it?
I know.
No. It was actually, I went to press the mute button, and then the way that these Apple things are, it's like the whole screen shrunk for a minute. I'm like, ah! Okay. The best advice I ever received was to get to know my calculator. This meant read the manual and learn how to use it. This advice came from my high school chemistry teacher, Mr. Gebhardt. I took this advice to heart for much of the technology that I own. However, in the case of the calculator, said calculator, oh.
There we go. Thank you. Excellent.
I did read the manual and learn how to operate it. I know most people today scoff at the mere idea of even having a manual included in with any product they buy, but most throw it away immediately as they think they know how to use it, or I can get it online. However, this brings to mind another thing that I find really bothers me. Decluttering things just because they are perceived as being old or outdated or not needed. It can be done digitally. As Master Penman Jake Weidman says in one of his videos, we are abdicating so much of what we are learning and retaining, not to our own memories, but to the memories of our computers and other devices. Speaking of decluttering, another item that usually falls victim to this is film negatives. Again, people think that I can just scan the print. Well, what happens if you no longer have the print and just happen to still have the negative? I have diverged from the original subject quite a bit. However, the best advice is still to learn about the things you own, whether a calculator, the one from high school, or a fancy digital camera. Okay, it's not fancy, but anyway, a digital camera. Whose manual is right here.
Oh, you got the Z. Wow.
Oh, yeah, Z62.
Yes. Mirrorless.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
thank you, Diane.
Diane, along the same lines, the number of my customers I have to tell, read the operation manual. Don't assume you know how to use this piece of equipment. You will cut your fingers off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, new face. Hi, Dan.
Hello, hi, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Hi, Dan.
Nice to see you all.
You have the mood lighting going on.
Yeah, I got it's the only light source in my office.
Oh no!
I pulled down the curtains, so well, I can shine on my dome and spread the light, spread the light all across the
all across the world.
All across the world, yeah, yeah. How
Oh.
are you guys? Nice to see you.
Good.
Hi.
If I can just finish my little chat with Kelsey, the 4-color page letter, I use this correction tape on. The only way that you would know is to hold the page up to the light and then see the dark spots.
Okay, I'll have to do that. It looked perfect, so I was thinking, well,
I know.
of course.
Okay, Dan, back to you.
I'm quite finished. I just want to say I unpacked a new typer as of today, and Underwood Universal Master, aka the 3-footed beast, because it's missing one of the rubber feet. So it's going to be a restoration project for this fall, I guess. But it's lovely typer. I've never seen the brand before, but it's very, very nice. Ribbon is parchment dry, but I gotta switch it. So it's 1936 according to the excellent serial number database I consulted. So thank you for that, Mr. Monk.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in good working condition, or it needs some work, or?
Excellent working condition, because I bought it from a secondhand store that shipped it, and I didn't know from the picture was kind of hazy, so I didn't get to see it up close. But it is very, very nice, very, very nice in a case and everything. So it's I'm very, 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 very satisfied with it. But still, I gotta replace the rubber feet. That's gonna take some. Reinitiate my ulcer, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a very wrinkled paint and all. It's a very, very nice shape, very, very nice form. So I was very glad for it. Probably the last typer as of yet, because it's getting a little bit crowded around the house. So yeah, and I seriously, I've sort of been hiding the exact number of my typers for my fiance. So the official number is around 45, has been since January, might be 49 or 50 in reality. Who knows?
Oh,
and I always tell people when they say, how many typewriters do you have? I said, listen, it's none of your business and none of my business. The end.
Great answer. Thank you. I gotta use that.
I'm gonna have to start using that answer.
Yeah.
I'm totally unable to maintain a poker face when my fiance asked me something. So I started to shudder. I start to blush, and she knows what's on. I don't make no fuss about it. Like, yeah, well, it's another one, but it's a cheap one. It's a great one.
There you go. There you go. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. How are you guys? Has been a nice summer. Yeah.
Very, very hot here. Lots of triple-digit weather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, in Fahrenheit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We have in Sweden. We have had some torrents, really heavy rain, and everybody's perplexed because we have just a tiny window of summer. About 6 weeks when it's fairly light outside, and everybody start working this week, the week to come, actually. So everybody says, oh, the fall is here. The autumn torrents is here already, getting sort of depressed and longing back to the sunlight. We had a very hot, for Swedish conditions, very hot summer too. So everybody just freaks out when it's, around 90 Fahrenheit compared to that. everything stops. Nobody can do anything. So it's
Wow.
we're not accustomed for that heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Sean, how are you?
Good. How are you guys? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. Happy Type Pals Day.
Yeah, missing out the last couple weeks, but now we're back, and I had other stuff to do this morning, so sorry I'm late. Hi, everybody.
Oh no.
No.
As long as you
like
show
that angle, we can actually see what's going on in your space.
I know,
Yeah.
huh?
A little bit better than what you do. I got a new phone since the last time. I remember. I don't know if you guys remember when you at one point I had an old phone and everybody was saying, "Oh, you just keep breaking up and your image isn't that good and your sound." Well, I just got a new phone, so I'm trying this out. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, which is nice.
You know, it is cutting out a little bit of your audio, actually.
Back to the
Oh boy.
Maybe I'll try the turn off.
I wonder why that is. That's strange. Yeah.
Now we can't see you.
I know, huh? Oh, poor Sean. The worst troubles with Zoom. Well, actually, I guess Steve was having really bad troubles. He actually had to sign off. So, and it was before I got a chance to say hi to him. You know, he's a fellow Riversider. Yeah, but he was having audio issues as well. Are you back with us, Sean?
Yeah, I don't know. I turned on my cellular. I guess my cellular was off. Maybe that's better. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me.
Picture quality is way down.
Yeah, you got no hat on, so it's pretty poor in my opinion.
Oh,
it's great.
There we go.
That's
good to see you, John.
Very good. All right. And I do see we have the type space in the house.
Yep, just waking up. Got a little bit of coffee in me.
There it is.
Morning, Tony.
Morning.
Did you receive my email? I sent it yesterday.
Let me double check that.
It took a long time to get back to you, so I apologize for that, but I did get back to you eventually.
Oh, yeah, I did. I didn't get a chance to go over it. Was
Okay.
pretty busy yesterday at the shop here.
Well, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Yeah.
Got to open in about
27 minutes?
Yeah, about 27.
Excellent. Anything new in the shop?
Well, couple things, I guess. I don't know if the issue had come out, but I got the Best of Portland in our local magazine.
Oh, cool.
In their yearly issue, Best of. So that worked out. I've got our local community college reaching out about wanting to hold their creative writing course, the non-credit creative writing courses here in the shop.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's going to expand some more reach to people.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, just doing good on trying to keep the shelves full. It's a bad problem to have, I guess, but I'm selling too many typewriters. I'm having to finish the clean on the ones in the back to get them out on the shelf. Yeah, not. I got a Keurig machine for the shop now. I can have my coffee all day and stay awake.
Nice. That's important.
Yeah. The biggest thing I wanted to reach out to everybody, those wrenchers in the group. I've got a QDL, I believe it's 56. Beautiful robin's egg blue. Type bars and slugs are rusted. Now, I've never pulled pulled the type bars out of the comb. Anybody have any good insight as how to not get this completely messed up?
It's a lot easier than you think. That's
Okay.
my best advice. It's so much easier than sitting there for minutes and minutes. Like you pull it out, you lay it out, you organize it, and you know, you can clean each one, and it's great. So I highly recommend it.
Which linkage are you disconnecting to pull it? Are you going right at the pivot point, or are you taking the first linkage bar out too?
For QDL,
yeah.
Boy, now you're going to make me think and remember. Yeah, wherever the hook is, I mean, you can sit there and undo the hooks all day long if you want to do that, if you need to do that. I've had one or two where I've gotten to, not necessarily cheap, but there's no reason to, you can pull that point out of the hook, leave everything in there, and just kind of clean it all in there. You know what I mean? You don't have to undo the hook arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fine. I can get in there with the Dremel and get some good pull out.
I've got this new magic eraser I've been playing with. If you get a chance, get an electric magic eraser. I haven't used it for that yet, but I think it'd be really good for it. But yeah, I got this great itty bitty magic eraser. It's for architects will use it, because they make big mistakes.
Off the keyboard, cat.
But yeah, they the magic eraser, it just soaks up all sorts of grit and grut and gum and
doing a Google search on that now.
Yeah, that way you're not taking off any metal, you're not encouraging any future rust, of course, with stainless steel to steel.
Yeah, I know the magic eraser just pads. Let's see. Oh, I did have two interesting things. Oh, there's this. I had 2 letters come into the shop, and both from people I don't know. The first one was from an individual named, let me get the name. All my linguistics friends here are thinking it's a feminine-based name, but we're not sure. Sonke, S-O-N-K-E. Wrote a letter. I've never had, as far as I know, any social media contact or any direct contact with this individual from Nuremberg, Germany. And so they just sent, I don't know if it can even be seen on here, beautifully typed note, in reverse, of course, just talking about how dismal their area is with no typewriter activities. I'll read it to you real quick. Dear typewriter friend from faraway Portland, with some melancholy, I followed the opening of your wonderful typewriter store because we in Germany have no typewriter scene worth mentioning, and of course, no nice stores like yours. I've never seen anyone in public with a typewriter, let alone someone writing on one. I would enjoy sitting at your big table, typing a few words on one of the machines, looking at your manuals or old advertisements, and drinking delicious coffee. Maybe a piece of cake to go with it. I would want to pay for both, of course. And surely you could get me a good condition case for my Smith Corona Silent Super. If this scene does not exist in my living environment, I will have to search for it, activate it, and bring it together. Until this idea is implemented, I wish you many typewriter sales, repairs, and events of all kinds. Who liked it? My name's Sonia Bloom, who liked it much better to type a letter instead of an email, written on the Smith Corona Electra 12. And I'm going to, of course, start a pen pal kind of writing too. But yeah, I have no idea who that was. But it's just a great reach out that warmed me a little bit. And then the next one, some of you might have seen on my social media. Let me see if that'll. So the old Fox typewriter letterhead, and it was sent from the Fox Typewriter Company So they said on the return address, dear Mr. Velopi, the Fox Typewriter Company wishes to extend to you the most sincere congratulations on the opening of Typespace. In our age where the general public has nearly forgotten the simple joys that come from being down to earth, you have struck a blow for better ideals. It's our hope that your endeavor proves most successful for years to come, and of course that you manage to render some of our machines functional once more and find them happy homes. 100 or more years has likely not been kind to a great many of them. We are yours truly, Fox Typewriter Company.
That's Tyler.
Is he out of Spokane? Because that's where the
Spokane,
mark was on.
I don't know where he's out of, but I know that he does the Fox Typewriter Company letters all the time. He sent me one too, so.
Okay. So I think we've gotten to the bottom of this one.
Who is that? He hasn't sent me one. What the heck? Good for
Oh, what's his last name? Tyler. He wrote the book on the Fox Typewriter Company.
Tyler Knott?
Oh,
Bernard?
No, give me a second here.
Yeah, I'm doing a Facebook search here.
Anderson?
While you're searching that, Tony, you were asking about not mixing up the type bars.
Yeah.
That I don't know if you've seen one of these tools.
That I do have, yeah.
Okay, you loosen the screws at the end of the U-bar that hold the types in, slide this in, leave a gap, pull one type bar out, scrub it, put it back again, move, pull the next back, until you've gone all the way through the entire basket. Then take the original bar, clean it up, and wind back through again.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Is that unidirectional, or do I have to approach it from the left or the right?
Unidirectional. Now, I don't know if they make them in different radii for different machines. But
yes, they are.
Okay, but it wouldn't be that hard to make one out of, say, a piece of acetylene filler rod, just for dismantling and reassembling.
Yeah, actually, a local typewriter shop, Ace Typewriter, Matt, the owner there, had donated one of those tools to me.
Okay.
So that I have. I'm just a little skittish about, I've seen Lucas pulling his hair out going, what did I do? So yeah, just keeping track of it and maintaining order.
And take pictures with your smartphone as each part comes up.
That's a good idea. Good reference points.
That's I'm a member of a small engine repair forum, and people often ask, how to know how to put it back together again. I say, take a picture of the assembly before you start. Take one part off, take another picture. Take the next part off, take another picture. So then you can go backwards through the pictures to see where each part goes. And for example, if I just bring up
Tyler Anderson's in Indiana, by
I
the
don't know
way.
if you recognize. I don't know if you recognize that.
Let me zoom in on you here. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's the tab set and tab release for a 1951 Underwood Leader typewriter that I'm working on right now, and I picked it up as a Kijiji sale. When I started taking to pieces, I noticed that the star wheels were missing from around the carriage balls, and so I thought, oh, where the heck am I going to find a set of those? Well, as I was taking to pieces further, the star wheels had been put under the back side of the carriage rail as shims to lift the carriage wheel up to adjust the ring and cylinder. I thought, okay, this is weird. So the rail came off, the carriage came off, right down to the basic guts of it, almost to getting the escapement out. had have a couple of other undo typewriters, so I was able. So as everything was out, cleaned it up, greased the rails with some silicone grease, put the balls and star wheels back in what appeared to be a good position, slid everything across, and to stop the balls from falling out, the last technician had twisted a small piece of wire through the end two holes of each end of each side of the carriage. I thought, okay, this technician was doing things really weirdly. And so once I got the balls timed back in, now it goes all the way to the right, but one space less than to the left. I've got one ball, one notch out of time. That doesn't bother me. But now what I do find is when I try and adjust the ring to cylinder, is that the tab rail now contacts the back of the frame and causes a drag. So what I'm thinking of doing is to make a 1/64 thick shim out of high strength gasket material, slide it in there, both together. That should take care of that. Have you ever run across that, Ted?
No, I haven't done a lot of carriage disassemblies, especially not when they've shimmed it with star wheels.
Sorry, what?
Haven't seen one that's that far misappropriated, I guess.
Yeah. But the thing is, all four star wheels were still there. That has just been put in completely the wrong place. And so it's on its way back together again now. I figured it would be a Sunday afternoon job. No. And Sunday or a Monday, and I thought, heck with this, it all goes in a box, and I'll tackle it another weekend. That's why I took lots of pictures of it.
Yeah, I think the worst one I've come across was a Corona that had the wire for the type bars just pulled halfway out. The guy had tried to pull it out to clean all the in between the segment, and he got scared about halfway through and just stopped doing it. And I had to put that back together again, but that wasn't very difficult at all.
Yeah.
But he didn't use the follower wire, so I had to actually hand realign all the type bars to get them to the wire back through. But that's about as hard as it's been for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult.
Yeah. So sometimes makes you wonder what were whether even typewriter technicians thinking when they had these things of pieces.
The expediency of the hour.
Yeah, must be. Well, I have been invited out for lunch. So if I duck out at about 5 to noon, that'll be why. So.
Okay. Well, it's always good seeing you, William.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. And so yes, Kelsey, if ever you feel the mood, you're more than willing to type me a letter in green and brown.
Okay. Yep. I've already started it on here. So.
Oh, there you go.
Cool. Oh yes,
Yep.
And on the last meeting, I could not remember the name of the new member from the south end of Winnipeg. It was William Shaw. You could look on the typewriter directory.
Okay.
And so I saw his name there, saw his new, typed him a letter out of the blue. He said, "Have I typed you before?" And take a look at the date on the letter he typed.
The other side there. So, there you go. Oh, 1943. Oh, wow. Wow, it took a while to get to you.
Yeah. No, he felt that what he says that he has a very close friend who's like a grandfather to him, who wants to will him his 1943 he has a 1947 Chrysler Chrysler Windsor 38 Club coupe that he's restoring. His friend wants to will him a 1942 Plymouth sedan. So he feels like the felt like the year was 1943.
Wow.
That's just some of the innocent fun we can have with typing letters to each other.
Exactly. Yeah. I hadn't thought of doing that actually.
Yeah.
Type a letter from the past.
Mhm.
Excellent.
That's where I thought someone was time traveling from the Fox Typewriter Company.
Yeah.
Like I said in my post, foresight. They knew I'd be open, so they typed it in 1920 and sent it forward.
There you go.
I had I'm gonna have to jump off in a few minutes. Was coming up with ideas for a speed typing contest here, and so a gentleman out of the blue from Michigan, ex-Michigan State University, professor, typing instructor in the 40s and 50s and 60s even, contacted me, and 85-year-old gentleman, just so excited about the shop. He's actually going to come out to Oregon. But as far as today's prompt, best advice I got this week was it's fairly simple, and it makes perfect sense, but I never put it in that context. We were talking about, okay, do we allow electric typewriters into the speed contest? Because it doesn't matter how you get there. You can 2-finger, 8-finger, use your elbows, whatever. And I said, well, wouldn't an electric give you an advantage? And he said, well, no, just because it will strike faster doesn't mean it will make you type faster. So if you're doing 40 words a minute, you're still going to be doing 40 a minute on the electrics. I was like, that's just so simple. I didn't even consider it. So I'm always showing people some electrics and just random typing as fast as I can to show them the efficacy of it. But yeah, I've got to rethink my my approach there. But yeah, that was fun. And he says he can still do about 135 words a minute at 85 years old. Wow. And was kind of joking to him about, well, we get a lot of humidity here. Maybe that's going to creep into those finger joints and knuckles and slow you down a bit. But yeah, that was just a fun encounter with a great gentleman named Daryl out of Michigan. And just, yeah, more pieces of the community coming together.
That is so cool.
Well, I'm real excited about
Now,
this. I'm going to be up there in a month, so I'm going to
Okay.
knock on your door, Tony, and bug you.
Sweet.
I'm going to try to have lunch or coffee with Kelsey as well. So,
Absolutely.
unless someone
And then we can go to type space together.
oh,
I'll meet you up there. We'll be in Eugene by then.
oh, that's a really good idea.
I'm getting jealous now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if everyone can coordinate kind of more of a date, I can create an event surrounding the visits, just for us to have a little more fun.
We will be in
Yeah, and get Bill in there.
Well, true that.
I have a loud motorcycle. The city will know. No.
Okay.
That would be great, Tony. I'd like that.
As far as speed typing goes, my wife used to say that once they brought in the daisy wheel, she found that slowed her typing down, because the best she could do was to type 1 1/4 sentences ahead of where the typewriter was actually printing.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty
Because
cool.
Go ahead.
Because the daisy wheel has a stepper motor and can only move so fast. No matter how fast you put the information in, it can only type so fast.
Yeah.
I was listening to you guys talk about time traveling mail, and I got one of those from the Saskatoon Telegraph and Cable Company from 1937. I don't know if
Oh,
you can
wow.
see that.
Let me zoom in on you here. Sorry about that. There we go.
The postmark there.
Oh, wow.
May 10th, 1937.
Oh, wow.
And so I got a nice telegram from Tom Chalowski. I don't know if you.
Yep, I know Tom Chalowski.
Yep.
Wow.
And he sent me a nice little telegram. It's like wonderfully aged paper. He does a really good job of fabricating his correspondence. So I thought I'd show that off.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I wonder if it was like a first day postage stamp release where they just stamped the envelope back in the day, and then because you can't fabricate that stamp. The post office will never let that go.
He actually did. This
did
is all
fabricate.
fabricated. Yeah. He said he actually sent one of these to a few different people. I've seen other people say that they got one too. So
wow. Okay.
He has a stamp cutting machine, a perforating machine, so he can make his own stamps. And he fabricated this envelope and did all the aging and all of the cancellation. You actually go to the post office and have it not canceled. Basically, you can put your own cancellation on it. And I guess that's what he did, because it came through the mail just fine. So
wow,
it was a
great idea.
Considerable amount of work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom Chalowski, 15 Madison Crescent, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yep, that's him.
Very
And
from the head office.
Oh, cool. And I don't know how well this will show up, but I have this as his contact picture on my.
Oh, yep. Rebel typewriters. That's him.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think we should invite him to Type Club and see if he'll actually join in, because he's been repairing typewriters for, I think it's close to 40 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or longer.
Well, I mean, we could always broach the
And
subject.
I was talking to him a couple of years ago, and he was toying with the idea of setting up his own in-house platen recovering.
Oh.
Okay.
Whether he got very far with that or not, I don't know. I haven't been in touch with him. The last time I typed that to him was on my 1936 Imperial Good Companion, after I had that reflattened by J.G. Short.
Mm-hmm.
And so I should touch base with him again, see what's.
Yeah, he's pretty active in the Facebook typewriter maintenance group. So
yeah, I don't do Facebook.
well,
I'm an admin there, so I have to pay attention to it. But
yeah,
very cool.
There's so much crap comes over Facebook, and how they record your information and log you and watch you, and so many people saying so much bad publicity about others, and I can't stand the way my wife spends 4 or 5 hours a day just scrolling Facebook, answering posts. So what have you done? Talk to this person, to other person. What have you done around the house? What productive stuff have you done? Nothing.
Yeah, that's what social media does to us, unfortunately. But there's a lot of good in social media too. So
yeah, you kind of have to put a leash on it and make it work for you, basically.
Exactly.
You can't
So
really
if-
get too carried away with it.
Yeah.
So
What was that,
if
William?
if anybody is ever in touch with Sarah Van Allen, I did send her a letter. I hope she got it.
Okay.
I don't see her here this week.
No. Yeah, she's not here today.
So I am going to have to pull the pin here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Oh,
It's
no.
been fun talking to you, and
Well, thank you so much,
Yes,
William.
and
It was good seeing you.
yeah, and Tony, I sure hope to get down to Oregon one of these days once things have opened up.
Yeah.
And
You
yeah,
have a home
thanks for your
here,
tip on
that's
how to
for
get
sure.
there.
And yeah, I have to follow suit with William and step out too.
You have
I
to
will
open up your shop.
I will once again try and wake up earlier next meeting to spend a little more
It's
quality
okay.
time.
It's okay.
Yes, oh, your partner was saying about taking calligraphy or teaching calligraphy classes.
Yeah.
What I'd love to be able to learn is good old-fashioned cursive handwriting. We never learned that in school, and I can't find anywhere that teaches cursive handwriting, even classes or anything.
I'm writing that down as we're formulating our class topics.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
My daughter just taught herself cursive. She's 23 and she just looked up, pictures online and just taught herself. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. She's maybe like a month. It looks like she's been writing that way her whole life. So I totally recommend doing that too. Just looking at pictures.
Wow.
Copying it. Yeah.
I really can't do it. I just grab my cursive typewriter. Pretend.
The question that comes to mind is that whether you are using cursive for the beauty of it or for daily writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's doing it for journaling.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you want both at the same time, you need, I believe, you need to get a textbook like I did. I studied Spencerian, what's it called, cursive.
Oh.
It has a book and multiple copybooks.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Yes. So that's good. It was until the typewriter came in, ironically, it was the standard for business correspondence. So it's a very nice font, but it's very flowy and it can take time.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're more interested in using it in daily life, I suggest you use the Palmer method. It's very simple and it's taught in schools these days.
Yeah, my mom would always say that in the 30s they learned on the Palmer method, and all of her generation had exactly the same handwriting. And it's very readable. Mine is not readable, which is why I got into typewriters, because if you write it better and nobody can read it, it's sort of self-defeating. But
well, real good talking with everybody. Sure look forward to next week, and I wish you all God bless. Have a safe week.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, I did have, before I left, I had one amazing example of cursive. It's from His Royal Highness Frederick the Duke of York from 1812. I just happened to get a...
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to switch my camera, reverse it.
Yeah.
We see it the correct way.
Yeah, oh, okay. But it's just...
I gotta go. Take care.
All right, bye. Is that coming in at all? Not very focused, but
we get the idea.
That was just an amazing document I found, and looking at it, it's so exacting in its expression with every letter. It would have had to have been, for me, a decade-long study just to try and get that, because here is an actual, this is what my handwriting looks like a little bit. So that's about as good as I get. A few broken fingers from motorcycle accidents don't help at all.
I think that's called copperplate.
Copperplate?
Copperplate?
Yeah, as opposed to calligraphy or cursive. I think that particular style is known as copperplate.
Oh, interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, no idea they had a delineation there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you all the best. A great week
so
to everyone.
much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. So I understand Marvin had a typing prompt.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, let me find it. It's here somewhere. Here it is.
Okay.
It's still A5 pages long, so it's essentially one A4.
Okay.
Okay. The best advice I ever received was modernize or die. It was given to me by my girlfriend's mother before, that's a dot, I thought it was a comma. Before I received and contemplated on that advice, I was an old-fashioned person when it comes to my lifestyle. I must admit that such a notion is quite odd for a 15-year-old to have. Well, I was always the odd one. My family had already modernized before me, but I rejected modernization. Nevertheless, I was really old-fashioned. I would even use the word archaic to describe my lifestyle back then. I always wore Victorian clothing, used old technology, and overall used to reject modern technology almost completely. I rejected modern science and philosophy completely, and the whole lot. Fast forward to almost 2 years ago. I first met my girlfriend's parents at their residence. We acquainted quite well with, I acquainted quite well with Mr. and Mrs. Grayton. But even though both, and, both I and her family were self-educated in very traditional British values and had almost the same way of thinking, it began to show that the major difference between us were that they were well read on modern technology. Yes. We talked a long time on the subject when Mrs. Creighton gave me the advice, modernize or die. Simple, short, but powerful. In that very moment, I contemplated that it really was true. If I don't modernize, I will never get to acquaint with today's world. So when I left, I started attempting to modernize. I learned the art of modern technology and culture. I began wearing modern clothing when necessary, just like you see me wearing now. Of course, on other occasions, I still retain my usual archaic clothing to keep my image and sanity in place. If I am to be honest, I loathe modern clothing, but that's the consequence of modernization, and I have to accept it. I also started learning modern technology, the very technology you see me using now. It has helped me very much. This year is my Annus Mirabilis, or miracle year, thanks to it. I have met many researchers and communities, such as the International Slide Reel Museum and all of you. I have produced many scientific works through the use of these kinds of technologies. I still retain my former notions, but when necessary, I am now able to live in today's modern world. So that advice was quite helpful for me, and I should be grateful for that. That's all.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you so much. Very good. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Lynn, we haven't said hi to you. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
It's a busy welcome back after a few weeks gone.
I know, huh?
Yeah, I have only one vexing problem. I've typed it, put it in on a typewriter board, but didn't get too much help. I got a Underwood 319, which I thought was the same as an Olivetti Latera 35, which I guess it's not, but it looks exactly the same. It has a little bit different case. But, you know, that Italian design is just so cool. You know, it's just, I don't know, very eye appealing. But this was stored for decades. It's in really good shape, except they stored it with the shift lock engaged. And so now the shift won't go up and down freely. I tried like changing out springs and all of that. I'll show you the thing here. Let's see if I can. So, it just doesn't come all the way back up on its own. It's got two springs on each side, one spring here, one spring on the other side to bring it back up. And it just, it just won't do it. And then I took out, let's see, where can I, this spring from, that is the spring that actually makes this work, you know, to pull the thing down, and it wasn't pulling it down all the way either. So unfortunately, like William, I am not one to take pictures of where everything goes. So I'm sort of puzzling over now, where did that thing attach to? You know, it's sort of a mystery to me at the moment, but you know, it's just two different places here, and that should bring this down. So I don't know if I need to, you know, get a new one of these to make it a little stiffer. I don't know what happened, but that's my vexing problem at the moment. And I really love the way it types. It's very nice, except for the shift issue.
Yeah.
I would advise.
Oh, okay.
If you have you cleaned the rails that the basket rides on as it goes up and down?
Yeah.
That seems like an obstruction to me, because I don't think the springs would get so weak that it wouldn't bring them back up again.
Yeah, they're clean. I don't know, maybe I gotta grease them.
Yeah, as you push the basket up and down, do you feel any kind of binding as you do that? Or is it very free, or is it kind of like you get to a certain point and it catches?
I haven't
in that
felt
path?
that, but it might be rough. I mean, I might need to grease it up with something or other that, you know.
Yeah, that seems it seems like an obstruction or dirt in there would be more of a problem than just
than springs.
Yeah, springs, generally spring steel like that, if you even if it's stored for 10, 20 years with the shift lock on, it shouldn't spring steel doesn't really get a memory like that the way soft steel does. I mean, it's kind of like if you load a magazine for a rifle and you leave it sitting for 20 years, it's not going to lose its springiness. It's still going to feed.
Okay.
Spring steel doesn't really retain a memory like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look at more ways to get, because there are 2 rails that it goes up and down on that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple machine, really.
Yeah, they're pretty simple machines.
But really
that-
so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It actually is like a letter of 32 or a 35 inside.
35.
Yeah, it's they're all pretty much the same inside.
Yeah. And the reason I've got interested in this was because Gore Vidal used this all the time. And I couldn't figure out why, because it seemed like kind of a flimsy thing to be writing novels on. But he traveled a lot. And this would be a great thing to carry around with you wherever you go, because it's light and definitely a good typer. The other thing is I had dropped off a senior writer and a torpedo with Lucas, and then he did his video about swapping out parts and taking things apart. And so that was really exciting. He's done with it, so I'm gonna have to go pick it up. And I asked him to do the video, so yay me.
And we all get to learn about escapements on torpedoes now.
Well, there's, I've been asking for a manual, right? But now at least I feel like if I get another one, I could take it apart a little bit better, having seen that.
Excellent.
So that's new here.
Okay. Excellent. Well, always good seeing you.
Sorry to interrupt. I must leave.
Oh, okay.
It's a 1:15 a.m. here.
Oh my goodness. I forget about the time difference.
Yes, and I haven't spent much time with my girlfriend.
Oh no. Just blame it on us.
Go take care.
Of course. I'm leaving then.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Marvin.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's a testament for you, Gregory. If people are spending time with people on the internet rather than their girlfriends,
Yeah.
Oh my.
it must be extremely exciting.
Yeah, I guess. Or something.
Or something.
Sean, did we say hi to you, Sean? I'm having a senior moment. Okay. Okay.
Yes, you did. We did say hi, and obviously it wasn't that memorable, so I need to come
up. Oh no! I'm
on my hat.
We commented on the new angle he has for his camera, but then his camera started breaking up.
Yeah.
Am I still breaking?
Oh, nice.
Am I still breaking?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, then
I think you have to go back to your iPad.
This is the last time you'll see the angle then, because I'm going to go back to the iPad next week.
Oh, that one was working beautifully. So I guess you got to go with what works.
And he also got a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to look as good as Ted.
Oh. Excellent. Yeah, this has been the haircut episode. I did not get a haircut, but my hair started out so short that it still looks pretty short. So, yeah. And it looks like Mike D has been out golfing or something.
Hit the right button. No, no, I mean, everybody else wears hats, so I figured I'd put mine on. So, no, I was actually at archery practice.
Oh, archery. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm getting here a little late, but that's all right.
No, that's okay. We run late anyway.
Yeah. I figured I had a little time.
Yeah.
Get in towards the end, but yeah, it was good that you were out the last couple of weeks because I was out on the road, so wasn't able to be here. But I guess the one thing I did do when I was out on the road is I actually got to visit Berkeley Typewriters, and so that was interesting.
Very nice.
And talked to Joe for a little bit there, and Ken came in and left, and I didn't get a chance to say hello. And he said, and Joe says, "You know who that is?" And he pointed to the disc of the video that they have there. So California Typewriters.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Once again, I must say I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, it was just, I mean, it was sort of a whirlwind tour out west, but back home now. So
Yeah. Very cool.
visiting family and stuff. So
yeah. Excellent. Well, I'm
but
glad
anyway,
that worked out for you.
yeah. So other than that, I mean, I did poorly at not collecting any more machines. So I did get one more, which is nothing fancy, just a
nice
brother JP1. But what I liked about
My
this
very
one,
favorite.
yeah, what I liked about this one is it's I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's a cursive machine.
Transcript.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it was a little more than I wanted to spend on one, but it's what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I hadn't been to the antique mall in a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden they had like 3 typewriters that I hadn't seen before there, but they were all overpriced. But this one was kind of special. So
yeah, something like that you have to pay up for to get that skill.
Yeah. So it
looks nice too. I like that.
Yeah. I just got it yesterday. Just cleaned it up. I mean, it was full of dust and everything inside. It came with a case, which is sort of laying open over there, but it's the case is kind of trashed. It's got like one of those zipper cases, and the zippers are all broken out of it.
Oh.
The case I see on that looks like the case that comes with the 440 with the table attachment. Like, occasionally they sold those with. There you go. Aha! I knew it.
Okay, so that's
64.
These are backwards, but
Yeah, it's a 1964, and it's got the table attachment. So.
Wow.
Exactly.
I'm a big fan of those 440s and 440Ts.
Yeah,
they come with weird packaging. It's a great machine.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I've got another JP1 and like that a lot. So this is more than my second, but this is I saw another one for $20 on Facebook Live, but it's a drive, so I'm probably not going to.
Oh.
You said that was expensive, but actually that's a very, very, it's not a very common to see it come with the table attachment like that. So you actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was anything special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was $80, so it wasn't terrible, but
Yeah, it's probably about right for that with the table attachment. They're not very common to see with that.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering whether that was just sort of an aftermarket thing, but you can see that it's built for this typewriter.
Yeah, it was made by brother for that machine.
Wow.
And comes with the case and everything.
Yeah. So maybe I'll restore the case. I don't know. I'd have to take it apart and resew that zipper and everything because it's just ripped apart. But
it'd be worth it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Good pickup.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. I believe Natasha was saying she had a typing prompt.
I do. 2 things as far as best advice I've received so far. Well, probably not best, but it's interesting advice. Number 1 is don't trust a person who doesn't like cats. And number 2 is don't trust a man with a beard but no mustache. No offense to anyone who
I keep my mustache shorter, but it is there.
It's there. Yeah, see, that's what
of course, in my senior year of high school, I tried growing just a mustache, and it was pretty pathetic. It was like, I mean, it was there, but it was not impressive at all. Yeah, but now I do. Actually, for a while, I did the whole goatee thing, and I actually got it down to like 3 inches. So it was pretty long.
Yeah.
Nice. I went through a phase, and my wife did not like that phase.
I wouldn't like that either.
A few of them do.
It's fine, Gregory. I had a goatee for the whole 90s.
Oh.
That's what my fashion style. Actually, accidentally, I shaved off all my hair just 3 years ago because I had a sort of a microphone dough. I was very, very curly. So I shaved it off, hated it. I've hated my hair since I grew up because it's just, during the 80s, you're going to have this mousse, you had these gels, and I had these
Yeah.
like a microphone. I looked like I was so discomforted. So when I got 40 plus, things started to get thin up on the dome. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna shave it off now. And I showed it to my son, who is an avid Iron Man fan, and I said, "Don't I look like Obadiah Stane?" No, you don't. You know the villain of the Iron Man movies.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I'm not as cool as Jeff Bridges, so it kind of narrows it down. So,
Oh man, that is funny.
Well, I want to also say this. I think I'm the new poor typist now. All the typewriters you saw came from the last four. Came from the Facebook Marketplace for under $50. So I'm doing 50 and under now, especially with I'm boycotting eBay at the moment, and also because it's I quit my job with the IRS because of stress or whatever. So now and then I recently left my other job because someone there, well, even before that happened, someone there had contracted COVID, but they it was Friday that she had symptoms on last Friday, and I was there on Friday, but I had my mask on and I'm vaccinated. But I was glad because I told her, I gave her notice before that. I was like, and she said, "Oh, you don't have to come back because we're trying to cut costs and all this stuff." So I said, "Okay, that's fine," and because I didn't want to be there because it was just unsafe to me because nobody else was vaccinated except me. So I had dodged a bullet, I think. I mean, it's been a week now, but I have no symptoms. Hopefully I'm not asymptomatic, so that was interesting. But the reason why I mentioned that is because, in quitting my job and everything with just a little bit of income coming in, 50 and under with these typewriters right now is working actually. So I do just a little bit of work on each one of them and it's great. I don't care. It's great.
Yeah. Very good. Well, you can always, buy some dirty typewriters, clean them up a little bit. And
that's what I've been doing.
For a little profit and, continue to feed the habit.
I don't know about to turn them over for profit yet. I got to get bold enough to sell them, man. I just don't want to let them go once they're here.
Yeah.
I got to get some that I'm willing to sell.
Yeah. Well, you have to find typewriters that are popular or desired that you don't like personally, so
that's right. Exactly.
Either that or just take a horrible typewriter and paint it pink and sell it.
Yeah, because everybody loves pink. I haven't got.
I know, my goodness.
Actually, speaking of that, just something that Natasha said. I drive my own business for as an income, and I have had a very tough winter, very, very tough winter, very low on the dough, so to speak. And during that 3 or 4 weeks, I told myself I'm gonna cut all costs. I got passed on 3 Olivers during the 3. And that's the only typer I really covered. The only one. 3 of them with Swedish keyboards. So it just passed. I couldn't afford it. It wasn't a question of paying, but still, it was somebody was testing me there. So they put three Olivers in a row, and I had to pass on them.
Yeah, see, I'd make one exception. Me and my boyfriend actually agreed the other day, even though he's not into typewriters again, we actually agreed that if we run up on one from the 1800s, we might want to invest in that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten one yet. So speaking on that level, I would love to get one from the 1800s. Either, I guess I don't really want to do it through eBay, but if I have to, I will. That's the only exception.
Yeah.
So Etsy, they're a little, something about them. They just push the price up a little higher than I think they should be, even on eBay. You know, it's something about Etsy with that. I don't like that. Yeah. So we will make an exception for something from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Diane, do you have anything for sale?
Yeah, no, Diane's got them.
I've got not from the 1800s.
Okay.
I do.
You do?
Oh, there you go. There you
I
go.
know I could trust her. See, I can't trust her.
I actually, when I last talked to Lucas about the torpedoes, I said, well, are you a torpedo fan now? And he's like, no, it's not something I would really hang on to, which, you know, come on. And so, so I said, I'm getting rid of everything except torpedoes, because it's really the only thing I enjoy typing on. And so believe you me, it's all going out the door as soon as possible. First come, first serve.
Oh, maybe.
And I have everything on the typewriter database.
Yeah, that is funny. The other day,
Bob is cutting out.
that's a good idea. The other day, I looked at Lucas's website, and he said, I fix a lot of different type of typewriters, except the Corona 4. I want nothing to do with the Corona 4. So there,
They're
I
what?
really enjoyed that. Oh, the Corona 4. Lucas won't touch a Corona 4. For some reason, he hates a Corona 4. I don't know.
I wish I knew what.
Yeah, go figure. He just, you know, we all have our personal wants and desires. I've been real good at steering off the IBM Selectrics lately myself. You know, there are far more qualified people than myself, even in Southern California, to work on those. So I'll leave those alone. But everything manual, I enjoy. Whether I like typing on it or not, it doesn't matter. How can we get it to the best typing ability that it can be, right?
Yeah,
so that's what I enjoy.
I'm not sure, but I think
he's a good one,
because we do have a typewriter repair. Well, actually, I take it that back. A business machines repair shop, I believe in Colton, which is a very nearby city.
Yeah,
and I think they might work on Selectrics.
They do. Yeah, there's a guy in Colton, there's a guy in Anaheim, there's a guy in LA. There are guys all over the place. I mean, it's just, there's no reason for me to touch them. So wherever people call me from, you know, I still get a lot of customers from LA, but wherever they call me from, I can direct them to anybody but me. These people, they can do printers, they can do big calculators, they can do all sorts of exciting. You know, you don't need me for those.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do you do? I'll just stick to my manuals because they don't do manuals. You know, I'm the only guy in the area doing the manuals. So
yeah, that's a problem here too. I took my typewriter to 2 different people and they wouldn't touch it. They was like, "Ooh, they're beautiful," because I clean them up and scrub them, and they're working, and then they're not. You know, the carriage wheel on one just stopped, and I'm gonna have to take it up to Nashville. I'm gonna have to drive it up there. I mean, because it's beautiful. I scrubbed it up. He said, "You done?" He said, "What you use?" And I told him the stuff I use. He said, "Yeah, you did everything right. I just wish I could help you." And that was the end of that. You know, so nobody here is doing that so at all. So I'm gonna see about Nashville and see what he can do.
Yeah, I've had a few. I just, that's what I was just doing in the garage. I pulled the carriage spring apart so I could clean it, put it back together. You know, lots of paint thinner and then a little bit of lube. I mean, so, you know, dust gets
paint
in.
thinner, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to break down and use a brake cleaner too. If it's really bad, I put brake cleaner in there.
Yeah, it's nice too that it's in the nozzle can. No, you know, you got the pressure.
Yeah, this is the one I'm on, can number 2. Yeah, it really helped. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a different way, but we're very fortunate to have people like Lucas, you know, who will dive into old themes. I've got a few. I picked up a few Hammonds and whatnot lately, just personally to purchase, and I'm looking at these machines going, it's a whole new ball game. How do you even get into them and have a good time? But I suspect I'll get there eventually. My problem is right now I've got 10 or 12 customers' machines, so I really have to haul butt on the customers' machines. So
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I didn't realize what the typing prompt was, but I did thinking about it, I do have one piece of good advice that somebody gave me. So
yeah, let's hear it.
Be willing to share. I didn't type it out, but
no, that's okay. It counts.
Yeah, it's a very simple thing. A woman once told me, we all have scars, but the trick in life is to not become the scar.
Oh, that's a good one. I never heard that one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I found it helpful.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you. Very good. All right. Let's see. Did anybody else have any typing prompts or oh, Mike. All right, go for it, Mike.
Yeah, I thought of the advice and then I couldn't think of any good examples, but but I had to type something up last night after I cleaned this machine up. So the best advice I ever received was from my first boss at the job I worked at the longest. He said, years from now, nobody will remember whether a project was completed on time or within budget. They will only remember how it turned out. I don't remember the context, but those words stuck with me. He was a stern taskmaster. We made educational films using real film in those days. He certainly didn't tolerate wasting time or film. He even fired me once for about 20 minutes. Fortunately, he sent me back to work after that. He retired after a few years and I stayed on for many more. What I took away from his advice was to always strive to produce the best work possible. I thought about this often during my career. Whether I did a task, I always had to ask myself how I could make it better. It stood me in good stead to remember that the quality of the work always came first. And as a PS, I just thought of, does this have anything to do with typewriters? The only connection I can make is that I don't regret the typewriters I paid too much for, but I do regret the ones I let get away.
Yeah, yeah. Very good. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, excellent. All right. Anyone else? Or anybody have any questions? Care, go for it, Care.
I didn't really. I didn't read this over as usual, so I don't know. At the top of this page, I said, August 4th, 2021, San Diego, Royal Arrow, 1951. And then I said, now it's August 8th. I don't know what I was going to write 4 days ago. And I'm going to try to do the typing prompt from this week's typing prompt. The best advice I ever received was to just wait a bit. I have received this advice solicited or on at various points throughout my life. Not sure if this speaks to my temperament or to the kinds of people around me who feel compelled to advise me. The elements are likely related. I remember around age 10, I had a friend over for a sleepover and we weren't getting along. I was downstairs crying to my mom. I wanted the friend to go home. It was probably 10:30 at night. And I didn't want to be friends anymore, even make her leave. My mother, in the infinite wisdom of mothers everywhere, faced with a tired, overwhelmed kid at a late hour, told me to go to sleep. Things would look different in the morning. One iteration of the advice I have heard many times over in the half century since that night. I did not appreciate that advice. I moaned my way back upstairs and had a resentful sleep, after which things did, in the morning, look different. Chris and I stayed friends, by the way, until high school. The best use of this advice, just wait a bit, was given to me in therapy in my mid-20s. My therapist was also a practicing Buddhist, and I think she understood better than many the power of the pause, especially for a restless and easily frustrated young person. With Dorothy's consistent, gentle prompting, I learned to breathe into the strong feelings and impulses that erupted inside me without warning. I learned to recognize the signs of upswelling before they got the better of me. I learned to wait within the tempest as it swirled. I learned that all feelings and impulses have the same pattern and lifespan. They arise, they make a fuss, and eventually they subside. They're a lot like toddlers. I'm grateful for this insight and the ability to sit at times with the intensity of my interior world.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Care. That was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Very good. All right. Anyone else? We've actually had a really good turnout for the for the typing prompt. I'm impressed. Yeah, very good.
We're all backlogged with excitement to have a reason to write something, you know.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Ted, I do want to ask you, do you have any books in the works?
Oh, I've been working on the Skywriter one.
Okay.
But and also the one for the Diana from Holland. And so those are ones that I actually have to do a lot of writing for, and photography and stuff. So they'll be a while.
Okay. Okay.
I have to actually do a lot of writing and figuring out how to fix it, and actually coming up with the procedures for doing the actual repairs. So
okay,
that's going to be a while.
Yeah, and obviously you have specimens of both those, right?
Yeah, I actually picked up a Century, a Royal Century, which is the last iteration of the Diana. There was like the Diana, the Administrator, and then the Century. That was the last of that design coming out of Holland. And so I've got one Administrator and one Century. I don't have a Diana yet, but they're all basically the same inside.
Okay. Okay.
And so I'm working on two of those, and I just haven't been working very hard on that. I'll be honest.
Oh, that's okay.
I've been slacking.
It's allowed from time to time. I mean, you have a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of books to put out, and
I've been writing letters mostly. So
oh, there you go. There you go. That's good. Very good.
You know, I go through bursts of doing different things where I'll do some books and some letters, and sometimes just sitting around
with a bunch of cats.
With a bunch of cats. Well, 3.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's it.
Okay. And by the way, I am going to be working on a just a little package for you. So because we have our little micro cassette exchange. So oh.
And what was the first book you mentioned, Monk? It was on Skywriters. You're gonna write a
Skywriter, yeah.
Wow. I got Gregory Skywriter in 100 pieces in my garage right now. I'm a huge fan of those.
That's about how many pieces are in a Skywriter.
Yeah.
There's not that many.
Write it down.
It's a very simple design. It's a very good design. They're easy to work on. They're so easy to work on.
Yeah, you're gonna reference a Zephyr, as a pre-model, or?
Yeah, I have a parts model for the Zephyr and the Zephyr Deluxe, but I don't actually have one, so it's difficult for me to actually, come up with a repair manual for that. So
yeah,
well, I don't have an example.
I'm happy to. Yeah, I've got a few. I could always send you one. And I'm real curious how many Zephyrs. They probably made a crap ton more Skywriters as opposed to the Zephyrs.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Zephyr was only around for a few years.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
And then they went to that was the Z model, like one Z, and then they went to the 2Y, and then 3Y, 4Y, 1Y, 2Y, 3Y, 4Y, 5Y, 6Y, 7Y, 8Y.
Oh, wow.
And the 8Y is those little plasticky things you see from the 80s from Smith Corona. But they're all the same machine inside, basically.
Yeah, no, my mid-50s Skywriter is the only machine I've been able, and I've probably done maybe 15,000 miles with it on my chop motorcycle. That is a motorcycle without shocks. And it keeps going. It does wonder. I took a Royal once, and it had a few issues with the whole lack of getting beaten around. But the Skywriter I can put on its side, on top of my saddlebag in the back, in its own backpack. Anyways, it does wonderfully. I'm so impressed how much I beat up this machine and it keeps going. And I just have it in an old laptop case. So anyway,
it's a great design.
Yeah.
Very durable.
Yeah,
I
very.
took mine on the plane out west, and typed very little with it, but it's easy to carry.
The Skywriter.
Let's just say that they're very durable, but they're not very good at keeping alignment. They get cattywampus.
Mine's done real good. Mine's kept alignment. I mean, I think I've blown it out and replaced the ribbon, but other than that, I haven't had to do anything major. I'm really excited to read the book you write, Monk. That'll be really neat. Or the manual.
We'll see when we get it done.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah. We'll be
I
here.
am, trust me.
All righty. Did anyone else have anything? Any typewriter prompts, questions, comments before we wrap up here? We're about 15 minutes shy of the 4-hour mark.
4 hours.
Yeah.
I do have a share.
Oh yes, please do.
Cute little thing.
Oh my goodness.
I always wanted one of those too.
Not
Golden
cute.
Corona.
Love it.
I think I just got one more exception.
Yeah.
I like those though. I really do.
Wow.
Yeah. There was a up at our fairgrounds, they haven't had it for a few years, but it was like a cute, they called it the big garage sale or something like that, but it was anything from garage sale stuff to antiques. And it was just $60 and you get a booth and then you just sell stuff cash. But I looked everywhere. I got an Adler for $30 and it's a 1969. So I was super cool about that. So that's my year that I was born. So and then got that one, and it doesn't work. It doesn't advance even though there's the drawstring. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Matt, I took in my IBM Selectric and Matt's like, oh, bring that in. It's probably something simple. So I'm still to go take that in, but it doesn't quite full, not full, but when you open it back up again, it doesn't quite line up. So I think there's something with it. I don't know what it is, but it was too cute to pass up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's a Corona 3. That's the problem.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, right.
They're kind of spindly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are great. I really like the Corona 3s, and they're real easy to work on, and everything's right there. And they seem to, everyone I've ever gotten types right away. So as long as they weren't left out in the sun, I think you're going to do great with that. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out for you, Kelsey.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I just think it's so cute. It was just sitting there on the shelf, and I was like, I had decided I wasn't going to get any more typewriters, but I ended up getting 3 at that sale. I got the Royal, the Adler, and there were ones I walked away from too. But I was just like, oh, this is ridiculous. But
they wear my hands out after about 45 minutes, which is better than like a Remington 2 or 3. Those wear my hands out after about half an hour. But I think I think the Coronas, the foldings do well. Yeah, good for you. Good score.
Yeah,
I still love that cabinet behind you. Every time you open it, I just fall in love with how far behind I am.
I know. I love that thing. Yeah, I saw it in a little antique store. Well, not even an antique, just a vintage shop. And I was like, oh, it's so cute, but where am I going to put that? And then I think I told this story already. My father-in-law gave me some money for Mother's Day, and I was like, I'm going back.
You'll find a place for it.
I know. Well, and then it just fits perfect. This actually
it does.
It's a she shed that my husband built for me during COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what this is here that I'm in.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, my little writing shed. Yeah.
You're in a totally private. This is great. It would be. Do you have? I don't know. It'd be great to see lots of pictures from different angles of said shed. I think.
Yeah.
I've got a writing, a mother-in-law suite, a writing shed in my backyard that my 20-something-year-old daughter lived in for a while. Anyways, I'm remodeling it right now to get it back to a writing wagon. That's what I call it, the writer's wagon. It's a 30-foot travel trailer. So I think this will be the future. And I've been over to Joe Van Cleve's house and seen his, and it's wonderful. He's got 3 or 4 bikes stored in it right now, so he's not typing in it. But I think this is the future as far as your own writer shed, in your case, whatever we decide to call them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah, my husband calls this my cottage because he thought it was gonna be like in a little 8x8 shed, and it's 12 by 16.
Oh wow!
But, and we end up putting a what do you call it, a split air conditioner heater, because I ended up putting so many windows in that the heat, because this is the south and that's the west, and those are all my windows. But I got the windows all from the Habitat for Humanity restore right at the beginning of when they started to open up a little bit with COVID, but just doing things online. So I was able to get those plus the door that all came out of somewhere, and my husband did all the work, and I got the floors from somebody. I mean, it just like all came together. It was amazing. So I love it out here. It's so great. Yeah, and I've just been like putting little pieces and making it just fun out here. So,
what's it on? Do you have it on pier blocks or on a foundation, or?
No, it's pier blocks. Yeah, and he actually he did like poured concrete down, and yeah, he's got it pretty stable.
Nice. Because I get to have a writing shack at our new house too. So I've been researching sizes and things. How do you like that size?
I mean, it's great. It's good. I definitely, because I also am an artist, so I have this big art table, and then I've got a bed because I had a couch at first, but then I don't know, I can't remember her name, but the gal that does the How to Train Your Dragon books, she's like, you got to have a bed in the shed because sometimes you just want to like take a nap, or what you're writing is a little bit too sad and you need to cover up underneath the blanket. So I was like, yeah, you know what, I think you're right. So I've got that. Most of the time my dogs are sleeping on it, but and then I've got my little freezer for gotta have their drinks. And
nice.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I even have a little chandelier that I got for $35. Yeah, I mean, it just, everything kind of came together.
Wow.
I need to, so I know how to do mine.
Yeah, I'll put some pictures up. Yeah, maybe on I don't know how to do that, but be able to share.
Yeah, you're not on Facebook or YouTube. It would be really neat. You could shoot a whole YouTube video like, this is what I do. I hope this inspires others to do it their way, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge advantage to having the separate. I've got multiple small buildings on my property for, similar, my carriage shed where I do all my work, and then, blah, 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 the house, whatever. I think there's a lot of advantage, psychological advantage maybe to that. So.
Yeah, I think so, because I mean, I've got kids and we homeschool and the whole thing. So it's like the house, there's so many distractions. Whereas if I come out here, it's like my time and I can just close the door and I don't get distracted. And, so I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, and it's private. I've got a lock on the door if I want to. And yeah. And I can see my horse from here, and I can see the Columbia River from here. And it's ridiculous. Bob, when you come, you'll have to come and see it because
that'd be you'll have to. I wasn't going to invite myself, but I'm
no, you've got to. Yeah.
I would love to. I'll try not to spook horses with my motorcycle.
Yeah. No, he's partially deaf, so I don't know. He might not mind.
Yeah. No, this will be great. Yeah, my girlfriend and I will be up there the first week of September, so we're kind of taking the whole week. So that'll be nice. Yeah, we'll have to get that Bill guy as well, and we should totally bomb Tony's shop.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to leave. Like, this is great. Yeah. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else have anything or any questions, comments? All right. I am going to be there. I need to set up the events for the upcoming month or so. So if I don't do those today, I will get those done by tomorrow. yeah. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas for typing prompts, feel free to let me know. Gregory@poortypist.com, and we can include those. But otherwise, I'm full of ideas. So, but thank you everybody for being a part of this, and for all the participation in the typing prompts. It's really been amazing, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, so thank you for being here, and
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for
And
doing
we'll
this.
see you next week.
Yep.
All
See you guys.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.